Welcome to another episode of the Puff Puff Hour. I am your host, Caleb Craig.
And I am your other host, Dylan Rominger.
And I am Jacob Wright.
And today is our review of Dragon Quest V. Finally. Yep.
Oh, jinx.
Handed the Heavenly Bride version.
Yes. Aren't they all just labeled something, though?
I think so.
Did they have to be remade for that? Or are they all just, they have a second title?
In Jake's mind.
Yeah. For the version I'm playing,
They changed the title for this one in Jake's mind.
They changed it?
They did.
Hmm.
Not really, though.
It gives a good ring to each of the titles to actually make them seem more distinctive instead of just by numeral numbers.
I'm not sure if one actually did have one.
No.
One doesn't have one.
Nope.
Okay.
It is
We
the
should come
OG.
up with one for one.
Dragon Quest 1 and the bride that wants you to
The
bang her.
The princess that wants the D.
Yeah.
Yes, that works.
Or the P, because it's got to have like the same letter. And she wants the peen.
The grindy grind of the Great Dragon. All G's. The grindy grind of the Great Dragon. Because it's grind, 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 grind.
To a lesser extent that we now know.
Oh, yeah. But. All right. So, it's been a while since our last episode.
It has.
We have quite a bit of news, actually.
You have that.
Wonderful news of World of Dragon Quest. We have an official North American release date for Dragon Quest XI.
Yeah. And you know what? We totally called it. It comes out on the anniversary of this show.
It does.
We
And
timed that specifically for a reason.
it was no coincidence.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
We have insider knowledge.
We do.
We do. Yep.
Thank you, Hori. Thank you. Good old buddy of mine. He gives me the inside info.
Oh.
Yes.
You're not
Yes, he
supposed to
does.
say that, Jake. They can't know our sources.
Yes. He's the only guy I trust at Enix. He's the only guy I trust.
Can't say stuff like that, man.
No. There goes our sponsorship.
Yeah. We're being
Hey, I haven't
secretly
seen
we were being secretly funded, and now
I
it's not
have yet
happening.
to see any checks with my name on it.
Well,
that's by
there's a
design.
reason for that. Yeah. They didn't want you to have anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, other news.
Yeah.
The other news is that there is the official Japanese subtitle to Dragon Quest Builders 2.
The subtitle?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The God of Destruction Malroth and the Vacant Island.
Oh my god.
That's so vague.
And it doesn't even have it doesn't really follow the Dragon Quest thing.
Well, it's the second game, so it kind of does.
Wait, that was the Japanese one?
Yeah, it's the Japanese subtitle. So
Okay.
hopefully we get a simplified one.
When it comes to the US, it'll have a much better, somewhat rhyming subname.
Or it won't.
No, it will. It has to.
It needs
You
that.
can't just do shit like the Dragon Quest hero is the world tree, the world tree and the blight below, or whatever. The world tree's woe
there's
and the
that.
blight below. Yeah, you can't just do shit like that and then not have it be the same for like other things in the series.
It'll just be Builders 2.
Especially since like this one is Hand of the Heavenly
No,
Bride. They specifically do that shit for a reason.
I will personally request that it be called Dragon Quest Builders 2 Electric Boogaloo. Everything has
like
to
it.
have the Electric Boogaloo pertaining to 2.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
It's
So-
gonna pick up right where Dragon Quest Builders left off.
Yep.
In
You
that
gotta
weird
feel
dream
it.
sequence.
It's
And
electric.
there's, another dream sequence. You are not the hero.
You were
Destroy
never the hero.
Dragon Lord.
Hey, that's spoilers.
It's fine.
It's fine. Hey,
How
I may
dare
be
you.
reciting
Nobody's just
certain
gonna listen
lyrics
to
to
this,
something coming up.
so it's
Cough,
fine.
cough.
Somebody might.
And there is an interview on a website that I was checking out that they interviewed the actual game designer from the first Builders. And so I will provide a link in the description for that. We won't go over the full interview with that guy, but there is that as well.
Yeah.
That is pretty much it.
Maybe
except
we can talk about like what we want from Builders 2. It's like an episode idea.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
Straight filler.
Really, all I want
Straight
is
filler.
oh man.
Okay. You want to just? It could be 5 minutes right here. Let's.
I don't know. It's as long as they just improve everything overall, I think I'd be okay.
Not everything
Specifically-
needed improving.
Well, I mean, they did the boss battles pretty well, but like they did make it
More boss.
specifically for like a handheld thing. So like
Yeah.
some of the buttons had like no purpose.
And the tediousness of the collecting of materials.
Yeah, and like the aiming of high and low.
There we go.
That was
That's,
annoying, too.
Block placement just needs to be fixed.
Yeah, block placement needs to be better.
I feel like we had issues with the map too, but I can't remember
the mini
what.
map, like
the map is because you do an overview and it's not a full actual.
Right.
yeah,
map.
you can't like
Okay.
look out all the way. It like stretches to a certain point.
That
and
is
then
pretty
it's
lame. Also, the save
Yeah.
system I think needs to be a bit different.
Where you save at the flag.
Yeah,
You want an autosave?
yeah, or a menu option.
I don't know. An autosave might fuck you.
Yeah,
Because if you're trying to build something and then you like massively fuck up, then you're like, ooh.
And
you'll just have to deal with the consequences.
Uh,
Build better,
build
Caleb.
better. Yeah. Build
get good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Nah,
fuck you.
build better.
Stole my thunder.
I like that better because it's totally builders related. So it could be a good T-shirt idea. Build better, and it's a whole bunch of blocks.
Yeah, somebody wants to design that. That'd be cool.
I would like for there to be more of a tower defense feel. Because like they
Yeah.
all just come running at you with like it's from one side specifically. So why not set up a way to have like a more I don't know. Like it feels like it would be a good place to put a tower defense thing in there.
It kind of
like you-
exists,
'cause-
but I don't
Yeah,
feel
it
like
kind
it
of
does
exists
because
it's like, hey, build these traps to help fight off the monsters, but then like it doesn't really do
and then the
much.
monsters come to the other side, and you're like, well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah, and like they just
That's why
completely
you
avoid it. But
completely-
they still come from the one side, so they like go through the one spot that's like not heavily defended.
Yeah, that's why you just
that's
ignore
smart
it.
AI. I don't know about y'all, but that's smart AI.
is-
You adapt to it and you build a fucking
It is in
moat.
a way,
It's
but
cheap.
it's also
With a
because
drawbridge.
it's also because of how retarded your AI guys are.
Yeah.
Well, I
Because
never
like they
expected
go
them to
after
help.
your AI guys, and they're usually on the
Fuck 'em.
side that's not
'em.
defended. So that's why they go there.
And they get killed off super fast.
Yeah.
Well, you
They're-
do it yourself. Fuck them.
they're
Fuck
worthless.
the AI people. They suck.
They
Well,
do.
to negate that, I guess just make the Bashmobile.
Yes. Oh, other vehicles and
God tier.
traversing. That would be cool. And it looks like it looks like the glider. I saw gliders. So just
A
fly
glider
through.
would be awesome for that.
Yeah, I've
game.
Taken
seen
from
it. It's
Zelda,
there. Right.
Breath of the
And
Wild.
Gliders have existed.
from Zelda.
Just not been implemented
If
well. I
it
remember
is-
there's a glider in Pac-Man Adventures 2 that's absolutely atrocious video game.
That's a bit obscure for
There's
me.
a glider right there.
What was that on?
Genesis. Sega Genesis.
Oh, okay, I didn't play that one.
You're
I did-
controlling Pac-Man
played-
with his pelts. You're like shooting rocks, telling him,
Yeah,
look, look.
I've kind of done. I can't remember. I've played one of
Sounds
those
horrible.
3D Pac-Man games. And I can't remember which one it was on.
Dude, if it was Pac-Man World, yes.
It might have been on the. Was that on the PS2?
Yep.
I think that might have been it.
Great game. Great. Tremendous game.
I
But
just know like the classic Pac-Man stuff, like the arcade stuff.
Championship Edition, man.
That's awesome. That's fun.
Swimming.
Swimming, yeah.
Underwater exploration and
Oh yeah, that would actually be nice because
Yep.
like when you're underwater, it's basically there's no water.
right.
Yeah,
You just fall off the face of the earth.
yeah, you just kind of like
Oh.
go in it.
There's some
And
places
it
where
can-
it won't even let you pass in the water.
Well, that was like the mystical barrier, but that
Yeah.
was like so you couldn't go to the other islands and do stuff ahead of time.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah,
I wish it would just be completely open too.
that would be nice.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that would be the case for this one too.
I wasn't a big fan of the portal system.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just feel like having it open and being able to fast travel would be more efficient.
Right. That's fair. You've been forgot, have you played Minecraft or not?
Not too much.
Okay, I would say for anybody who had played Minecraft and gone to Builders, you would definitely be spoiled with Minecraft. Like going
really?
into Builders and you're limited as you are because you're like, oh shit, I could build a bridge completely to the other side and I ain't got to worry about nothing. No, you can't.
I would like the islands to be connected once you move on to the next one. If they still implement that thing, so you can like still like you can go back and do stuff
from other chapters.
From other chapters.
That's pretty cool.
How about keeping the fort?
Yeah, keeping your shit.
It's like Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, I don't know.
Build your base up.
I would like to either have more good side stories or like no story whatsoever.
Right.
That's
and
like that's the thing,
keys-
because like it's the god of destruction, right? Which makes sense for stuff about building. But like if they're gonna have more story stuff, I kind of want it to be more like chapter 2 in
with the zombies.
with the zombie stuff in
That was the best chapter.
Builders. Yeah, that was the best chapter story wise. So I wish it would be more like that if they do, if they have more story stuff.
Almost every chapter suffered from pacing issues, though.
Yeah,
Except maybe the last one.
4 is perfect pace.
Yeah.
Final chapter is the best.
So if they can make it more like the last chapter, I would be pretty satisfied.
If they made the grind like have purpose, that would be good.
Like a
Because
level system?
Well, because like the grind in those games was mostly so you could like move on to the next portal and have a chance of fighting whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of just like having it be like
It's kind of a shallow goal.
have a purpose for it. Like, because even building up your base didn't really do anything for you.
No.
It just gave you recipes.
It
and
was
stuff
fun to
when you unlocked
customize, but like it was very limited, I think.
Yeah.
in what you could do.
Yeah.
Or at least it was for me, because I lack in imagination.
Keeping the stuff that you unlock in the other chapters would be a massive bonus too.
Well, they have some balancing issues if that's the case.
Well, it would help with the grind not being a complete fuckery.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think that would be cool.
It would help with pacing a lot too if you could keep your stuff at least, because like your weapons won't, because like they could cap you out at lower weapons.
Yeah.
For the first parts and like unlock higher tiered weapons each time.
I wish that
instead
was
of
the
like
case.
unlocking like the best shit in the beginning.
That
and
would
then,
be
like,
amazing.
Resetting you to 0.
But then the weapon durability aspect comes into play. So like you level this weapon up to godlike tiers and then it just breaks.
Well, that's why you would still have like if you could go back to the other islands and still make them, or you could like since you know you're gonna be able to keep it, then you can prep by making a fuckload of them.
Yeah, maybe there would be like a level cap where you can get like the hero's weapons that don't break.
That would be sweet. Yeah, I would imagine that would be in like the final chapter though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because they did that with the first one.
Yeah, they
so
did.
It makes sense to do that.
They did. I wish they had implemented it earlier.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Jake?
Nothing else that I haven't already covered. Just,
It's deep stuff.
Yeah.
maybe
That would be
maybe unless it depends on how lengthy the game is, because it should be scaled down to maybe 4 or 5 hour chapters. I wouldn't mind there being multiple chapters branched out, but not like 12 hours for each one.
I think the biggest problem was always resetting at 0 stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. So like if you could keep like if they capped you out at a certain like damage limit and then like upped it when you unlocked the next chapter, I think that would be fine. I think that would like help smooth things out a little and like make you not feel like it's such a grind and you're basically playing the game again every time you enter a new chapter.
Well, maybe it's just a theme with the Dragon Quest games. Like as they go, they get smoother as far as combat goes. Because the older ones are a little rough, especially 2.
Yeah.
But if they can iron that out in this one, like even if it's at a slower pace, then I'd be okay with that. It seems like the series is gonna stay around for a while.
Yeah. And 12 or 13 boss battles.
12 or 13 boss
If they are as creative and inventive Zelda style as they were in the first one, hell yeah.
I did like the boss fights a lot.
The boss fights were the best part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. So
Yeah. None of the bosses seemed like that bad either.
Not really.
no.
Maybe the last one was a little bit of a pain, but
The last one was kind of a grind.
it wasn't because of the boss itself. It was because of the enemies that spawned. At least in my case, because they
that was
spawned
never
dragons.
the problem. I just didn't like having to fight him like 4 times.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was kind of repetitive.
because y'all just mash mobiled your way through the fucking thing.
I didn't mash
I did.
mobile.
Okay,
Dylan's
it was Dylan. It was
Dylan's
Dylan.
the only one that did
I
that.
didn't have any problem. It
I
was just-
fired the fuck out of the magic cannons though.
Yeah.
I set like 4 of them up, and that wrecked him.
Yeah. It's simple and easy. I just made it more difficult on myself because I never specifically followed what you should have done by building a 3-tower high of blocks to guard against the final
I
boss.
never built it high
and
enough.
I just said fuck it and took the damage and healed myself back up again.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, those are our thoughts for Dragon Quest Builders 2.
We got any more news?
no, that's pretty much it.
That was it.
Except for there will be news is out there. Just go to whatever news
Newses?
outlet you want to go to. There is a whole bunch of changes between Japanese and the American version of 11 that's going to be coming here. It looks like the UI is completely different. There's going to be voice acting. Yes.
Wait, so they changed a lot for the interface
Yeah.
of Dragon Quest XI?
Yes.
Huh.
You guys should go look at it and see the differences. It's quite
Well,
a bit different.
I really hope that means that they do keep the Dragon Quest 1 through 3 being in the game as unlockables with trophies.
Yes.
I hope so too.
Because that would be an orgasmic thing for Dragon Quest XI to have.
Yep. And it looks like there might be a special edition to 11, although they haven't confirmed what type. I'm hoping for a PS4 Pro version myself.
Yeah, for somebody that's in the market for one. That would be convenient for you.
Yeah.
Is he in the market for a Pro, though?
Well,
Yes.
I don't think he should be.
not a Pro, but PS4, yeah.
PS4,
Definitely.
yeah. Maybe one of the ones that came out, at the beginning that would be, I don't know,
Cheaper.
in his price range. Something like that.
God forbid
maybe.
I'm smart about my money. I have the money. I just don't like dropping $400 for a game system.
Do you have
Neither
the
do
money?
I do.
Because every time we talk about this, you're like, yeah, my mom took it all for whatever reason.
And it gets
I
built
couldn't-
back up.
I couldn't donate this week because of this.
Yep.
I have literally no money, but I want a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
You guys, I want the most expensive thing that I can get.
Then
It
you're going to have
happens.
to get a...
Money keeps getting taken away and keeps building up. That's what happens to paychecks, Craig. You know this. Okay.
The Pro's kind of
I had to
not worth
buy
it.
Last year. I had to buy a $1,500
without
van.
the TV.
So we actually had a vehicle for our family. So it happens.
I guess. I don't know.
And even though I'm not going to be playing any PS4 games till 11 in September, why do I buy one now?
Just to have it, just to make sure.
Well,
So
I think the
it's so
smarter
that it
purchase
collects
would be
dust.
just the regular PS4.
Yeah.
Because it's not really worth it without the TV. That's like
That's part
half
of
the
plan,
problem.
Yeah, you need the 4K TV to help run things.
I don't know. I'm not sold on the Pro yet.
Too. The differential in the price, I'm willing to do that.
I'm willing to wait a few extra seconds.
I would only get the Pro if I had a 4K TV, and I don't, so it's not going to happen.
I'm perfectly happy with what I have. PS4 wise.
Well, Jacob always needs enhancements, all right? If that's what we're implying here, give me extra enhancements every time. Put a dick on top of the dick, all right?
Cod piece?
A cod piece. The S-Start cod piece.
Jeez.
It's
mean-
like she won't let you have sex with her, but you have to wear a strap-on that you insert your penis
my
into
gosh.
the strap-on and then fuck her with it.
I
That
don't know.
would be like the cod piece, wouldn't it?
The
You gotta have
analogy.
somewhere to put your shit.
I don't know.
I guess.
Of course, you would know, Craig.
You lost me, Jake.
Okay. All right.
What are you
So
even talking about?
Patreon then. Next section, Patreon.
Yeah, we're gonna
Thank
plug
you so
that.
much for the Patreon, guys.
Yeah,
We do have 2 new patrons.
we do.
Douglas Hopkins and some guy named Dylan Rominger. We're not affiliated with him.
No,
No.
Yeah, he
it's
seems
a
like a real
coincidence.
fuck bag.
Yeah, fuck bag. Some
You can-
Nintendo freak.
you can walk home, Craig.
Oh,
What are
Nintendo freak. That's how I'm described.
what is this rage, Dylan? What are you so mad about?
I don't know.
You defending this Dylan
It's been a rough
Rominger?
week.
a rough week.
Yeah,
Not a puff week.
yeah. I
A
wish.
puff week?
Yes, a puff week.
That sounds better.
Yep. And so I overlooked the Patreon, and we achieved our tier, our
For
$30
what?
tier, a secret song for patrons. So our first special cover song, a la UFF style, will be done. I've already got the lyrics.
Starring
Everything's all
Jake.
set up. Yes, yes. As someone,
Terrible song.
We listened
is,
to it though.
It is not terrible. It is great, and it is. All I got to do is record it, guys. I
Yeah.
just lay down the vocals. Everything else to be handled. It's pretty simple.
Cool. Well, we look forward to hearing that then.
Do we?
2 patrons only.
We've already read it.
because it's already yeah. Is it not awesome?
I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it fits perfectly the way that it should within context. Does it not, Craig?
I suppose.
It was a pain to do, but it worked.
We shall see.
So yes, patrons only for now. That's the exclusiveness. It's going to be for the patrons only
Till
for
it gets
quite
stolen,
some time. It won't get
uploaded
stolen.
to YouTube or
Then we know it's
Facebook.
one of 6 fucking people who did it.
That's
Dylan
true.
Rominger is on that list.
Oh, he is now a
yeah,
patron.
I suspect that guy.
Yep, you'd be the collusion. You're trying to sabotage our own podcast.
Yeah. I heard this guy went from Nude Clan to Puff Puff though.
What?
That's rare.
Oh
Huh.
yes.
That is weird.
Could be a
I'm taking my
continuing
talents
trend.
to Puff Puff.
That
Yeah.
feels like a betrayal.
He's
I don't
going. He's
know.
going full LeBron to Miami, right? I'm taking my talents to Puff Puff.
Yeah. Sure. We can use that analogy that Caleb doesn't get.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Explain it.
He left the team and went to another team and was a real dick about it.
There
I
was
understand. Like I got the reference.
Right. Yeah. There was literally an interview, and his quote was, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach," because he was sick of Cleveland. So it kind of became a meme. For I'm taking my talents to somewhere else.
He didn't win 7 championships though. Like he promised.
Such
Okay.
a liar.
He did. Not 1, not 2, not 3.
Okay. Anyway, so our stickers and prints are done, right, Dylan? They came in.
Yeah, they're here.
Yes.
Just getting ready to ship them out.
Yep.
So get those email or not email.
The
addresses.
address or P.O. box if you're worried about anthrax.
Also, we need your first and last name too.
We have those.
Yeah.
Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Sure.
But yeah, we do.
We're
we do,
taking
guys.
names.
That doesn't
yeah,
sound
send us the
weird.
info through Patreon.
Yep,
Like
a
the
couple of you
direct
have,
message.
so-
Do we
Yeah.
have an email? I
We
don't know if we have. an
do.
email
It
set up.
is puffpuffhour1@gmail.com, or you could contact.
Puff Puff Hour 1. Somebody
Yeah.
already had
Or-
the name
or-
Puff Puff Hour.
It may have been another account that I had. Just go with Puff Puff Hour. If not, we could plug our Twitters and personally message at Wandering Flame.
At DROM Media.
At Obsidian Bar.
Yes.
We
How's that
also
spelled?
have Facebook.
Everyone should
Yeah,
know how to spell that.
Facebook /Puff Puff Hour, Twitch.tv/Puff Puff Hour, or at Puff Puff Hour on Twitter.
There's
We're
many
everywhere.
ways to get a hold of us.
Many,
Yep.
many ways.
So yeah, those are ready to ship out.
So we will get those out immediately to you guys. And hopefully you like the way they are. I like them. They look friggin' awesome to me.
Yeah, show them to the camera.
We got a black one and a white one. Basically, just our logo. You know,
It's not meant to be racist.
but we do separate them.
Oh my gosh.
We believe in equal opportunity
We
for
do.
everybody. I believe everybody has
That
the
took
right.
you a little bit, Dylan.
They have the right to own two.
Them, I guess.
So shout outs to Stolas. We will have the artist that does all of Geekdom Entertainment's artwork. Phenomenal guy. I just got back Super Sexy's artwork. And oh, yes.
What's that?
Sexy. The awesome erotica podcast. But he does great work.
Sounds
And
horrible.
in the episode description, his website will be there if you ever want to contact him about ideas of your own. He's a really great dude and does a lot of great artwork. So,
Yes, he does.
Does commissions, so it's great.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Helps out a lot.
We got some iTunes reviews apparently.
We do have one.
Yeah. Always looking for that. I'll plug the project I'm working on with YouTube videos. Remastering the episodes.
Remastering.
It's quite an effort. So I'll hopefully have
Dude,
part
you're
one
going
out.
insane with it. It is awesome,
Yeah.
but whoa, dude. That's crazy.
It's like fully interactive, so I hope you guys enjoy that. I should have part one out in the next couple of weeks.
YouTube.
Yep, on YouTube. Puff
It'll
YouTube.
be demonetized.
Yeah. Well, we can't make any money off of it anyway. We're not partners.
Well,
That's
a whole
unfortunate.
nother-
The new YouTube policies.
All right.
But we're there. In case you want to check us out, we've got like 2 videos up.
On YouTube? Which one's the first two?
The unopening one and the Puff Hour Trump.
UFF is
thing.
fake news.
Yeah.
That was
UFF?
awesome at the time. That was
Puff Puff.
great. That worked so well.
Puff Hours.
And then we wait 4 months till the podcast ends up happening.
These things take
there
time.
The 5-star review from PK421, a.k.a. Paul Kelly. Awesome throwback to one of my favorite RPGs. Having played Dragon Warriors 1 through 4 on the 8-bit NES around this actual time of the game, I remembered it being great. But recalling exactly why was sometimes tough. This podcast
Can relate.
cleared that right up. It is a very thorough analysis of a Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest game in each podcast. Particularly, Dragon Warrior 3 and 4 had so much going on in the story you easily lost track, so it's nice to have something that can sum it up and at some times make you say, yeah, I forgot about that. That was a sweet part of the game. It is interesting to hear feedback on each game, on the gameplay, design, programming, and story, and how some is better than the others in the series for ranking. Anyone who has played through these games or loves RPGs will love this podcast. I would be a fan of once analysis of each game is done. They go back and have even more detailed discussions on real popular parts of the game, like maybe a top best enemy character of all time. So yeah, crossovers of games are always
I
fun.
think we will.
Look forward to hearing more. Yes, as we further go along in the series, since we can't, aside from mine and Craig's acknowledgement of 8,
Yeah.
as soon as we get more knowledge of the other games in the series, those discussions will
By
be
the
happening
way,
a lot more.
spoiler, Dragon Lord for me.
Yeah,
Dragon Lord is sweet.
he is. He is.
I haven't thought
Enough
about
said.
that one.
I think Dragon Lord because of many reasons that will be further discussed in another episode.
Yep. So thank you for that 5-star
Plugging
review
the
on
future.
iTunes.
Yeah. Plug the future.
iTunes is great. You can find us there or all the other places.
If you
find
plug
us
the
there.
future, you plug,
Plug
the
the
past.
Always got to go there.
Yep.
That was a reference to a thing from UFF, the Ultimate Final Fantasy podcast.
Yes.
They it was from Final Fantasy 13-2. This is a thing that commonly is said when you change the future, you change the past.
Noel says it no
Or-
less than 100 times.
You actually counted?
No, but I am just picturing it in my head again and again and again. It happens. Although the game is still great. It really repeats itself. Like,
Kind of like that series.
Yeah.
well,
Seems like it.
13,
Dragon
13 2.
Quest does it.
Lightning
13 3.
Returns. Yeah. Maybe a 4th one on the way.
So any review, I don't care where it comes from. You could review us literally on our website through Geekdom. It could be on Facebook, iTunes, Google Play if Google Play allows it. You're
They don't.
listening to this through
Pisses me off.
YouTube, wherever you find it. Let us know where the review is. Contact us, and we'll read it on the show, and we will thank you for it.
Even if it's a bad one.
Yeah, even if it's a 1-star.
Yeah,
go
you can
for it.
slam us if you
Call
want.
us out on ways we can improve the show.
Definitely.
Which is all of them. All of the
Every
ways.
area.
Yep.
All of the holes.
Yeah, we'll plug them up.
Yep. We'll
Fill
plug 'em.
every orifice.
We'll plug those holes. All right.
Well, that's it for plugs, I think.
Yep. Do
So,
we want to get into the review, gentlemen?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right. So basically, the you have something for the setting. Jake, did you want to set that up first, or do you
Yes.
want to go into plot?
Dragon Quest V is set many years after the Zenithian hero defeated Sorrow on its previous installment, Dragon Quest IV. The game starts in Little Haven, with the hero leaving to go to Wheelbrook. Jesus Christ, Jacob. Like all other Dragon Quest games, this one takes place in a medieval world, with no real modern technology, such as cars or electricity. The layout of the world is similar to the layout in 4, but with a new set of locations and considerable geographical alteration. The stairway to Zenithia and Castle Zenithia are the only surviving locations from the previous game, and they have fallen into ruin and are no
Literally.
longer connected. Yep.
Yeah, so basically the game starts out with your character being born, like in Assassin's Creed 2.
Fallout 3.
In Fallout 3. Does that happen in any other games?
I'm sure.
Quite a few,
Yeah,
but it's
Those
not-
those would be the only two that I can think of.
That's what
outside of
comes to
this.
mind.
Anyway, so that's when you name your character. After that, the hero gets on board a ship with his father, Pancraz. And after the ship leaves, they go to Little Haven, and they go for they leave Little Haven and go to Wheelbrook, where Pancraz's friend Sancho lives.
Yeah. How do you feel about starting off on a ship, just right there at the beginning? You just start off on a ship.
It's fine.
It was fine.
I thought it was unique. I thought it was cool.
I think the most unique thing is that you start out as a child.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was really cool. Like the first part that you actually play as a kid, and it's just.
I'm
I don't
mixed
know.
bag on that. I'll
It's like
get
the
into
first
it
part of
later.
the game, too.
You play
Which is pretty
throughout
unique.
the character's life. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 3 tiers, basically,
Yeah.
pertaining to it.
Okay, so when they get to Wheelbrook, he meets his friend Bianca, and then they go and kind of explore the town a little bit.
She's
and
a
then,
troublemaker.
Yeah, she's a troublemaker.
She's the one pushing him along doing shit.
Yeah. So like, there's a saber cat that's being beaten up by these 2 kids, and she wants to defend it.
Yeah,
So-
where are we in the story here? Like, well, not necessarily in the story, but in real life, where would this be? Detroit or something? Nobody is doing anything about the animal being abused, just in plain fucking daylight.
Not only that, but it is a literal fucking saber-toothed tiger
It's just getting its ass kicked by children.
by
Oh.
children.
It's a child
It
itself.
must be level 1.
Yeah.
And it was.
The children are too, though, probably.
Yeah, I think they probably would be.
It's not over
But,
9,000.
there's 2 of them.
Oh, tag team.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
So
One in the front, one in the back.
Yep.
Ah.
Eiffel Tower. So they're beating up the cat, and Bianca wants to save the cat. So they tell her that they'll give her the cat if she can go to the castle.
Haunted castle.
Yeah, the haunted castle. And then they go there and they fight up a bunch of zombies and ghosts
ghosts.
and skeletons and things.
Dude, the coffins were awesome.
I really
Yeah.
like that. The
Uh,
setting was cool.
yeah, like the one room where you walk through and like the coffin started opening and then
Yeah.
the skeletons started falling. You was like, oh my god.
That was awesome.
Uh,
And it reminded me I believe it was mentioned in 4 that Alina had that side story in the manga that she literally visited a haunted mansion. And so I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of like a lot of the same thing. Because I remember thinking that would be cool when we was doing the Dragon Quest IV review.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool to see that story branch out with Bianca. Not Bianca, but Alina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of starts this way with the haunted mansion thing in 5.
Yeah, and then they almost get eaten by the zombies and stuff. Like they get put on like the food platter,
Yeah, and they salt them and season them.
which was really weird.
I thought it was
The
funny.
magical pot, yeah.
Yeah, then they escape and then they defeat the zombie chambermaid. I think is who was the ringleader.
I don't remember.
It was like I think it's the chambermaid who served like the lady and lord of the castle.
That sounds right.
And then once they beat her, they like free the souls of the lord and lady, and they give them
Yes.
the gold orb,
Yeah.
which seems important.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of seemed important.
Yeah, as you find out soon after that.
Pretty soon, yeah. Afterwards, Pancras and the hero return to. They go back to Willbrook, along with the pet tiger that they named Saber.
Or you can name it other things if you want.
Yeah, or you can name him other stuff, but I just
But
kept it Saber.
Yeah,
Me
but
too.
it's a nickname. Like, if you're going to have a name system, it wouldn't actually let you name it. It was weird. It just, give it a nickname. And it would randomly generate. I'm like, what the fuck? It was
And this?
bizarre. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. That's weird.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to name it something absurd and immature, which I do later, guys.
What did
I
you
named
name
something. No, I couldn't.
Oh, you couldn't.
I
What
named
was the name?
children. I don't remember the name that they gave Saber. Like, just randomly generated.
That is strange, though, that it's
Yeah.
random, because
They gave
you can name your kids later.
Yeah.
mine was Saber, like when it
Right,
was
right.
named.
I was hoping I could change the name.
I think you can with the monster dude.
Oh, maybe later then.
I didn't
My
try
bad.
it.
I think you
didn't
can
think
set a
about that.
nickname
Okay.
for monsters with him. I don't remember though.
Right.
So don't
okay,
quote me
so
on that.
we're both back.
I didn't.
Other.
I never
We're good.
explored that guy
did I.
whatsoever.
Somebody will tell us, though, I'm sure.
Yeah, somebody will be like,
Correct us,
you
guys.
fucking
Correct
can't,
us.
or
As
you
they
fucking
should. They
can.
should correct us.
Yeah. So you go with your father again and go to the next town.
Which is kind of I have a small gripe
Okay.
because I like it a little bit that you're traveling with your father, but after every battle he's healing you, and this just seems drawn out a little bit too much because it's a long tutorial. It really
it
is.
It doesn't seem like it's that long, though, when you're traveling. Like, you might encounter 2 or 3 enemies on the way.
Right.
It doesn't seem necessary. I agree with you on that.
So it's a small gripe. It's still building the world quite nicely, especially with you and your father. But
Yeah.
you're kind of not even really playing the game yet.
Yeah, I don't really see the point.
Yeah. It's a bit bizarre to start off with 5.
Yeah, so they come back to Wheelbrook after leaving Bianca and Roundbeck, and they see a dude that looks a lot like your childhood person.
You mean the weird design purple robe?
Yeah, the weird purple robe that was an extreme giveaway that as soon as I saw that guy, I was like, that's you in the future.
Oh, you
Yes.
mean the guy that's on the cover of the game?
Yeah, that guy.
That's strange.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Apologies for if I do this wrong, but isn't that like a tunic that he's wearing? They do it in like
The Middle East.
You
Middle
mean
East.
turban?
Yeah, a
turban. Sorry, turban.
Yes.
My bad.
Yeah, turban.
Yeah, he's totally wearing a purple turban. That's not
Yeah.
A
obvious as
tunic
shit.
sounds like a fusion of a turban and a tunic.
Yeah,
Or a turnip.
my bad. I am an
I
uncultured
wanna-
swine.
I want to know what a tunic would look like now. Maybe it would just be like
Yeah.
a hood. Like it would be like a hoodie. It's like a tunic is kind of like a shirt.
It is.
So it'd be like a hat and a shirt combined. So it would have to be like a hoodie.
That kind of sounds interesting.
You could just call a hoodie a tunic now.
It's a new fashion trend.
Turnip is a village in Posuđa, a Slavonian county in Croatia. Boom, culture.
No.
Just Google.
Nobody knew that.
Google is the cultured one.
I don't think people in Croatia know that.
So we get a good old switcheroo happening here.
Yeah, so then you talk to the guy who is basically you in the future.
Oh, will that create a time paradox?
It
or-
does. It does.
It should.
It bugs me. It does bug me. Because it's like, oh, you know what? Maybe it'll do it responsibly. Maybe this time travel won't be complete fuckery, but it is. But it's also it's better than most.
It makes sense to me.
Time plots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anyway, he has to show he has his younger self to show him the orb. And
show me your orb, kid.
It's too obvious.
Show me your orbs.
Show me your moves.
Anyway, he gives him the golden orb, and then he returns it to him, and he tells him to take care of his father, Pancraz. Then he...
Okay. Knowing that, okay, I'll discuss it when we get to what happens to Pancraz, but you kind of don't like do that kind of shit. Like,
you don't protect him.
No, it's not that you don't protect him. Okay, we'll skip forward a little bit ahead. Be like, you know damn straight your father's going to get fucking killed. So
I did not know that.
No, I mean...
I didn't even
when he goes back.
The hero,
really.
the adult hero knows what happens.
Yeah.
And so you deliberately do a butterfly effect thing and be like, hey, make sure your father doesn't die because it's totally not going to give you a complex later on in life.
Well, maybe
Make sure he's protected, knowing damn well he's going to fail at doing so.
Maybe if
is
that
that not
happens,
going to fuck the kid?
That's not really what he says though. Like, hey, he's got a lot on his plate. Like, try to take care of him. You know, like.
Yeah.
It's not really like being like, hey, you got to save your dad because he's literally gonna get fucked later.
But wouldn't the hero cease to exist if the dad was saved?
Boom!
He wouldn't cease to exist necessarily, but he would be different. Yes,
that would have been an interesting way to go about it. It's fine though for what it is.
His future
that would
life
just
would
create
be
the
complete.
huge time paradox game that would.
Has that ever been explored though?
You would have to go back
In any game?
You would go back
In
into the
which way?
future
Because it'd be Chrono
Like just-
Trigger
Oh yeah, that's true.
with Meryl. So
Yeah,
Chrono
it's exactly
Trigger-
what happens with Meryl in 600 AD.
that's true.
Well, technically,
That's kind of funny that I
Meryl's-
didn't think of
yeah.
Chrono Trigger.
yeah, the ultimate time plot game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, after he leaves that town again, he finds the spirit of Honey, who asks him to return with her to her country, a snow-covered land of Fairy Lay. The two then go and defeat the Winter Queen, so that Spring can return to the land.
Yeah. Interesting thing though. See, when you have this dream sequence, yeah, I would view it as kind of like a dream sequence. She just
That's
like
what I thought,
magically
too.
shows up, and then the stairway happens. Have you guys seen The Big Lebowski when he's having that random sequence of him with the bowling pins?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I totally got that vibe. I'm like, this is kind of like that. And so, yeah. And then you just randomly go to the kingdom and, hey, come take care of this shit for me. We know you're like a fucking 6-year-old, but come help save us from the Ice Queen.
Yeah, after he helps save them, then the queen of the fairies basically tells them that they'll help him in the future when he's older. So it's like, hey, we'll just owe you one.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And then he returns to his dad afterwards, and then they travel to the east to the kingdom of Coburg, where his dad has been hired to protect Prince Harry. And then Harry is kidnapped right afterwards, making Pancraz look like a complete idiot.
No, he's still being courted by the thing. I don't think he's officially taken up duties yet. I mean, come on.
He totally was by the time that Prince Harry was kidnapped. He totally was.
Okay,
his
first of all,
bodyguard.
Prince Harry's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he is.
He's totally
he's a little fuck.
the Game of Thrones cunt
Joffrey.
Joffrey. It's totally.
Yeah,
I saw a
he's-
little bit of Joffrey in him.
Yeah, but he's nowhere near that. He's not like a psychopath.
He
He's
would
just-
turn into a
he's-
psychopath if he wasn't kidnapped.
Probably, but he is a little shit, for sure.
Oh yeah, be my slave, bitch.
After he gets kidnapped, the hero and Pancras have to go rescue him. They find out that he's in a nearby hideout, where they're attacked by a couple of powerful monsters. Pancras defeats them pretty easily, but then some other guy appears and threatens you and Prince Harry, forcing Pancras to give in, and in the process, Pancras gets completely destroyed. He gets
fucked.
fucking murdered.
He does.
Which, you know what? I will praise this game for that, because
Yes.
I did not see that coming at all.
Neither did I.
Because I honestly thought you were just going to grow up with adventures like by your dad's side.
Right.
And I did not suspect even a little that there was going to be a huge death in the beginning of the game.
Right.
And then it would be your fucking dad in front of you. Like, that is pretty fucked.
Yeah.
At least they didn't kill Saber, though.
Yeah, they didn't kill Saber. They let him run off for some reason.
Yeah, that was weird.
They're like, yeah, we'll just release him into the wild. He'll become feral again in no time.
I think I would have been more upset about that death than the father.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
You're one of those guys that takes like the pet's death more seriously than a person's.
Not necessarily.
Yes. Just say it. Yes.
No.
Uh,
I won't admit it.
After that, the monsters sell the hero and Harry into slavery. And then the game continues about 10 years afterward, where the player is an adult now. And then Hero and Harry have grown up working on a giant temple, and they get into a fight with some of the guards when they see a girl named Maria being whipped.
They were being whipped too. I mean,
Oh yeah, they
get
got
back down there, boy.
got fucking beaten like constantly. There was like that one part where you have to like roll the rock or whatever, and then like chasing after you, like whipping
Yes.
really quickly. I was like, what the shit? That
No,
made-
the Middle East doesn't do that to their people. No, it's not a
Well-
real life reenactment.
It's like 12 Years a Slave.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yep.
And
Great
so
artwork.
after that,
it was okay.
what Maria's brother helps them escape by putting them in a barrel, which they float out to sea, and they end up at a church where they leave Maria, and then they just kind of wander around into the next town, which has a giant fucking casino.
Yes.
And then they discover that Wheelbrook, the first town that you go to, has been destroyed by the armies of the Queen of Coburg, who has been acting as the regent for Harry's brother Wilbur.
Which is the evil brother that took over the kingdom.
He's not really evil.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he was like the good brother that didn't want to be king.
Yeah, back to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
And
can't
he's-
remember that character's name, though.
Which one?
The brother of Joffrey.
Oh no!
I'm
I
not
don't know.
great
Holy
at-
shit! Well, no, I
Oh,
can't
I'm
either.
sorry I brought it up.
Schweiss isn't here. I can't
Yeah.
ask him.
Well,
He's the Game of Thrones expert.
There's the
Tomlin.
Tomlin. The
Oh,
Game
okay.
of Thrones podcast is going to be coming soon to the
Tommen.
Geekdom Entertainment Network. It's going to be Schweiss and his ex-coworker.
ex-coworker. I think it's his current one.
His current one? Okay, I
I don't know.
apologize.
Either
we don't
way.
know much about this guy.
Either way, it's
So-
fine. I don't know.
Yep.
I think it is available on the Nude Clan Patreon.
It is.
Yes,
So,
it is.
Yeah,
the
it's there.
first
Give it a
few
listen if you
episodes.
want.
So donate to Nude Clan. uh,
He plugs Nude Clan.
yeah, why not? So okay,
See,
upon,
that's the nervous
and then-
laugh when he's caught.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to remember where I was. So after that, Harry and your guy go and visit the homeland of Harry and discover that his mother has been replaced by a monster. After unmasking the fake queen with the Mirror of Ra that you could go to some cave for.
Some cave.
Yeah, it's always some cave or building
nearby.
Yeah,
Obvious.
and defeat the monster. Harry and Maria get married and become advisors to the king.
How do you feel about that? He kind of like snakes her out from under you.
I kind of suspected that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really think that. I never actually thought I was going to
Chicks
get.
always go for the assholes.
So, well, no, he's
a changed man.
He's changed after being a slave for 10 years.
He's humbled.
He's humbled.
Yeah.
He's not much of a dick anymore.
He's taken down a couple pegs.
I do
Yeah.
like him, but I felt like he was going to betray you later on. So I guess this is kind of like a minor
I
betrayal.
never really got that vibe. But I
did.
also didn't think I was going to get married in the game, so like I didn't really think he snaked her. I was like,
She could have been another option.
Oh, there's some snaking
yeah.
going on.
I did think that she liked your guy for a little bit, and
I did think that too.
then like they get married, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
I never
suspected
got
that was
any
probably gonna
romantic interest in anything in form of a triangle. Her and Harry, or her and the hero.
There was like a little bit where she was like really nice to you,
Yeah.
and like she didn't really have much interaction with Harry. It was like
so
always
friendship
with
has
you.
to always be sexualized. Okay.
No, it's more like
It wasn't sexualized.
it's more
Right.
just like the
Romanticized,
way,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's just more like her interactions were more with you than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like she did talk to Harry on occasion, like when they were with you, but it was mostly like all her dialogue was more directed at you.
Yeah.
And she was like super nice and everything.
Well, I
So,
think she was
Fair
also
point.
grateful too because you do save her.
yeah, you're the one that like goes in to save her instead of and Harry was like, oh well, I kind of like
then-
her.
But
so.
as soon as he
Getting
gets
the
the
D.
chance,
Yeah.
he goes for it.
yeah.
And then afterwards, the hero travels by himself, leaving Harry behind, and he goes and meets up with Saber after finding out that he has been terrorizing some random city.
In a random cave.
And they fucking hate you afterwards. They fucking hate you. Did you remember that?
I don't remember
Dude,
that.
They do.
You do the
They
mission?
because
Yeah, you do the mission and you get Saber back, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, they were in collusion with each other.
yeah, it was,
And
it was
they-
a Russian collusion.
and
Wow.
they fucking hate you afterwards. So like, cause like they paid you in advance, and then
Yeah.
they paid you afterwards to like
Okay.
half now, half
to take
later.
care of the monster,
So,
but
yeah.
it's really your friend.
They did give me the money, but I
They-
never went back and talked to them.
Oh, okay.
Oh well,
I forgot where they
give
were.
you- when they give you the money, they're like, just fucking get out of town, because like they were
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
were really pissed at you. It's like Jesus, dude.
There are
Like,
these wealthy people, and they wanted.
well,
the
they weren't
thing.
wealthy.
I thought they were
poor.
farmers.
Yeah, they like barely were able to scrounge up the money. That's why the problem that they were having.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's the other guy that's really wealthy.
Yeah, so it was
My bad,
fucking
the king.
Yeah, so I was like, that is fucking bullshit. Like, I just did you a massive favor, regardless of whether or not I know your creature. You fucks. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
sick him on you because they're like afraid of him like crazy, as they should be, because now he's a full-grown saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
Yep, this is where I know you had a problem, Craig. I remember you had a problem. It wasn't a problem for me, but how about that
Oh.
saber fight?
Oh yeah.
I kept fighting him. I fought him for way too long. I was like, how much fucking HP does this dude have? And I was like, dude, what the shit? Like, I was
Yeah.
messaging these guys like as I was fighting him, because like the fight had gone on for like 20 minutes. Literally, I was like barely clinging to life. I was like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. What is this?
Yeah.
And then Jake was like, oh, maybe try an item in your inventory. And then I was like, oh my God, the fucking ribbon that
Yep.
Bianca gives you.
Yeah.
It's funny that he remembers Bianca,
Yeah.
but not you.
Yeah,
based
but not
on
you.
scent.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
He's a feral creature, and he smells pheromones.
This is a fucking betrayal is what that was.
Human pheromones.
Yeah.
So after you get Saber again, you go to the town of Monstroferrato, where a wealthy nobleman, Mr. Briscoletti, and his daughters Nera and Deborah live.
The clearly
All right,
Italian.
You know what? I got attacked on Twitter for how I pronounce Deborah. I know it's
Deborah.
Deborah, but you know what? fuck it. I will say Deborah all I want because it reminds me of the Demon Lord in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
I
that's
could
the
see that.
case, are we going to discuss?
And it literally it looks like Deborah. Like why? Who would say Deborah out of that? It looks like Deborah.
Deborah.
No one would say Deborah.
It looks like Deborah to me.
No, it's Deborah.
So okay, then if Greg's going to be doing his own accents, do we want to discuss all these characters' accents?
You
We
mean
should.
the clearly defined accents through the
The
dialogue?
ones I can't remember. Yeah, go
This
ahead.
fucking like dudes have Scottish accents. Some dudes have like probably an insulting like Mexican accent.
Yeah. What was that guy's name?
Sancho.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's my friend. You know,
Yeah.
it's my friend. You
Like the stereotype of that. It was ridiculous, but that's the point.
The dialogue is like so clearly trying to like tell you how they're saying it because like it like gives you multiple E's like when he's like S. It was like 3 E's and like 2 S's or whatever one time when it's like saying something. It's like E's my friend.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, what the fuck?
He's a cholo.
So there's a lot of that where like the characters have clearly defined accents, and then other times people are just normal, just fucking normal. Like no accent needs to be had. Like I don't get it.
They're the Americans.
They're
Or
the
the English.
Americans or the English.
Yeah.
They just say certain words weird.
Yeah. Mr. Briscoletti, though, is clearly Italian.
Oh yeah. What is the fucking thing that he said? Oh my god!
It was
he
a
says-
stereotype.
It was a massive stereotype. It was something about spaghetti, I think, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know
It's
if
like,
that's
'cause it was-
offensive.
Because it was clear that he was an Italian dude, but then like they just go full hog with it, and it was just I wish I could fucking remember that line, but it was something about like he was really happy, and he said something about it's like something as good as spaghetti, and I was like, oh my god,
Does the spaghetti.
No, that's not what he said, but it was something.
yeah,
it was
I know.
something to do with spaghetti or like ravioli. I can't remember, but it's fucking insane.
Did he
Like,
say Mamma Mia?
It was something with pasta. I think he did say Mamma
I
Mia.
think he did too.
This is fucking. It's like, oh, well, let's be as stereotypical of any accent as possible
I don't
for
know.
these people.
Would you consider it offensive?
I don't know if it would be
Or culture
offensive, but
building.
it's like they're definitely going for these stereotypes,
Yeah.
so you know what kind of race they are, I guess. You know, and I was like thinking about it and like, what the fuck are like Latino people and Italians and like Scottish people just like randomly doing together on this fucking donut island?
That's a good question. Maybe they're immigrants.
It's really weird because like there's only a few of them in each spot. Like Sancho is literally the only Latino dude, and then Mr. Briscoletti is like the only Italian.
Hey, he was the only one that was able to jump over the wall.
Oh my gosh. There's no wall.
But, okay, I had troubles distinguishing one. Bianca's accent.
I think she was Scottish.
I think she's supposed to be Southern.
I got an Australian vibe from her. But
Really?
that's- Yeah.
I think she's Southern.
Okay.
I think that's what it was supposed to be. Like when it was like
I don't think she's
it's
defined enough
either
to-
Southern or like a Cockney accent, like a British Cockney accent.
Hello, Governor.
I'm pretty sure that's what it
could
is.
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Matunica,
I don't know.
weigh in.
Kinda
Weigh
like-
in here.
like
Yeah.
Yangus. Yangus has that in 8.
Hello, Gov.
Yeah, he calls you Gov constantly.
Yep.
Um,
So I have noticed online and in forums that I visited that it really is down the middle with people who either hate it or love it within the series. The accents and
for the
their
accents,
translations into the texts. What do you guys think?
I would say it's a positive for me because it's just like I don't think it detracts because like a lot of Dragon Quest is humor and it's like it's a very whimsical series. So like not having the accents would be fine, but definitely having them makes it better. because like then you get this shit where you see an Italian guy being like completely stereotypical, saying "Mamma Mia" and something about pasta. It's fucking insanity, and
it's not taking itself too serious.
Yeah, it's not taking itself seriously, and it's great.
Okay,
I enjoy it.
I think they're trying to do a little bit of world building, because I have noticed specifically with 4 and 5, they are taking different cultures in different countries and trying to implement them into their own.
In
world.
3, it's like literally the map of the world.
Right.
And they change it
So,
like based on
I do like that in 4 where it was by location. Like one people would be like the British and Scottish people, and then another one would be like the Elena's people would be like the Russians. Like it was like clearly defined, and like where you were like depending like in the areas.
So I guess in this case you can kind of like parallel it to the early days of America, where it was like tons of different cultures mashing together.
This one's kind of
Melting
odd
pot.
though, because there's not a whole lot of people with accents. There's just like a couple, and it's only like the main people who have it. Whereas like in 4, like if you were in that area,
In that town.
everyone who was in that town would speak with that accent.
Yeah.
So I think that that it was better done in 4, but I do enjoy overall in the series.
I would give it a positive as well.
What do you prefer though?
What do you mean?
Like, do you prefer just the main
with or
characters
without?
having accents, or everybody having the accents?
I don't mind. It's kind of it has to do with the world building, because like for 5 it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense,
No.
because like there's not any clearly defined areas of where people live and like what their accents are, because like everybody has been pretty much the same. Even the people who live in that like Egypt town,
Yeah,
like even their accents were basically the same as everybody else's.
that's true.
So like having a random Italian guy and a random like Hispanic guy, and then like Bianca being like one of the few people that has like a Cockney accent, like it's
And her father.
Yeah, and her father. Like it's I don't know. It feels out of place, but at the same time, like you're really only talking to the main people anyway. Like you don't really have to talk to the side people, so it doesn't matter.
I like to though.
Yeah, I do it on occasion.
And like
too.
in the older
Like, that's-
games, you have
and
to.
that's what I like about it, is that when you do talk to them, there's like that little bit of flavor. Like it's not there it's there for you to be like, oh, okay, so there's this, but like it's, I don't know.
So 4 or 5.
For the accents,
Yeah.
I would probably say 4. Just
4.
because like 4 does it like it's incorporated in the world building.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think we all think it's a positive aspect.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a positive aspect no matter what game it is. But
It does give it personality.
yeah, it gives it a bigger personality. So Mr. Briscoletti offers the hero the chance to marry his daughter Nira, but it's also possible for him to marry both Bianca or Deborah instead.
And we should mention that there are other suitors that are interested in marrying.
you basically
girls.
have to go on a challenge now to marry one of the 3 ladies. You
Yeah.
have to get the Ring of Fire and the Ring of Ice or
Yep.
water.
And you're
It was the
competing
water.
against people, kind
Yeah,
of.
you're competing against guys that they make it to the inside of the cave, but then they don't do anything else.
Yeah, I think it's more of a quest for wealth, though. It's not really
For-
about the girls.
For some of them, yes, but there was one dude that really was in love with Nara.
Yeah.
Yeah, like obsessed.
Like-
Like he probably shouldn't be with Nara. Yeah.
Stalker type level.
Yeah.
Interesting thing
I think he
though,
got the furthest too.
about that.
He actually did get into the volcano, yeah.
He did, yeah.
Okay. All right. Slight problem there, now that I'm thinking about it.
All right.
You are supposed. Do we assume? I'll start off with this: that there are multiple rings able to be gotten, than just one. Do you think there's multiple rings of fire and multiple
I
rings of ice?
don't.
I don't think so, no.
Okay, then. So, if he's the only one to obtain the ring of fire, why in the flying fuck does he need to go get the other ring of ice? Because nobody else that's going to be a suitor is ever going to be able to get the Ring of Fire anyway. He kind of wins by default, doesn't he?
Because
Or becomes
Not
void.
necessarily.
the challenge was because those rings were going to be your wedding rings.
True.
So you were
Fuck 'em.
getting the ring for yourself and for your wife.
She don't need
That
one.
was the challenge.
So I think
that's
the scenario,
why.
if somebody else obtained a ring, is that you would fight them, maybe
the
to the
death?
death. Yeah.
Which, you probably would be able to do quite easily. As
I think
like
that would be
half
cool.
of those dudes were like fat guys.
Yeah. A lot
was-
of them admitted too that they just wanted the money
Yeah, yeah.
when you talk to them.
And then like being married to a hot chick was like a side bonus for them. It was like
Yeah.
that's what they say. Like you talk to everybody in that town and they're like, yeah, well, I mean she's hot too, so like there's a bonus, but you get all that money. Like,
But they say Nera is the hot one, and not Deborah.
Deborah is the hot one.
I agree with you on that.
Deborah is the hot one.
Any thoughts, Jake?
It kind of depends on what your mood is for the day. I mean, if you're
what?
if you're a fucking cuck, sometimes I totally had this written down at the time. Like Deborah is for cucks. She's going to peg you. If you guys
know what that means?
pegging is.
The worst, I know what it is, but the worst that she does to you is make you sleep on the floor. That is the worst that she
On
does.
the wedding night?
And on the honeymoon.
Oh, see.
I think though
No.
that she progresses to respect you more as you go.
She does. Yeah,
Okay.
she does.
Well-
She starts showing like her emotions more, which I really like about her, to be honest.
Yeah, and she's the bonus
She seemed
character.
like quite the most solid choice to me.
I
I know
I
you
might
guys
have-
went with Bianca, which makes more sense story-wise.
Bianca's bae.
But I think
I think that's why Jake picked her, but
Nera is supposed to be like the canon wife.
well, explain your reasoning for that.
Well, the reason is because like the way it's set up is that your challenge is to go and get these rings so that you can marry Nera in the first place.
Yeah.
And then after that, Nera's like, "Oh wait, Bianca has feelings for him, so maybe you have to choose
Yeah.
between us, like to give you the option."
And Bianca does quest with you while you're trying to get the rings.
Bianca does quest with you, and it makes sense to pick her because you also know her from childhood.
Yeah.
But like Nera is like the one that the quest was for, and then also in Dragon Quest VI, the main character's hair color is blue,
Yeah.
which isn't like a huge like
Mhm.
thing, but he is like the descendant of the hero,
Yeah.
and your child is the hero. So it's like,
Yeah.
and your children's hair color depends on which wife you pick.
Mhm.
So that's.
I
it's
kind of
just
feel like they set Bianca up to be like the friend zoned type.
Yeah, but it seems weird though to me, like because they were like, she seems like the wife that you would pick
Yeah.
because of like your connection that you already have with her,
Mhm.
because you've already like journeyed with her, and like it's the most. It makes the
Logical.
most. It makes it's
Yeah.
like a logical thing, and it makes the most sense like emotionally because
yeah.
like he knows her, like whereas. He's met Nera for like a day because
Yeah, you don't believe in arranged marriages, Craig?
Well, the only thing, the only time that he had any connection with Nera is when he like saved her dog and like
Yeah. There's not much there.
or found her dog or whatever. Yeah, like so there's not
Hey,
anything.
gentlemen, if you want to get some poontang, then you just got to save the chick's dog, I guess.
Well, maybe I don't know. But yeah, and then Deborah, it's just like
Deborah!
you proved your strength, so you would make a good husband.
Yeah,
I
she just
guess.
inserts herself into the scenario.
Yeah,
She's
which
gonna
is
be inserting
honestly,
herself a
which
lot of different
honestly
ways.
makes sense for her personality,
does.
and
Yeah, it's
I
aggressive.
enjoyed journeying with her. It was fun for me.
And that's why I think it makes sense too, because Bianca's character is like self-sacrificing.
Yeah,
Did you guys get that vibe too?
a little
hell
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense, like canon-wise, that Nero would be the one that the hero chooses, even at the expense of Bianca.
I do think it's kind of weird that the other two just kind of like fuck off though.
Yeah.
Like once you pick like whoever
That's
you
true.
pick, the other two are just like fucking not there anymore. Like it makes sense in a way if you just pick Bianca and the other two just stay at home.
Yeah.
But like if you pick Nera or whatever and Bianca just fucks off like and goes wherever, like
Yeah.
it makes no sense because her dad was like, "Oh, I'd feel so much better knowing she's traveling with you."
Yeah.
And then she just fucks off.
Yeah.
I think you can go back and find them, but they don't really have anything interesting to say.
Yeah, they don't do anything like
That's-
I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me to have that like
Yeah.
because it sets her up to be the wife as well, like pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh well, she just fucks off. She's not gonna be with you anymore. She's not even your friend.
So
Yeah.
the beginning would be good execution. The post of that would be horrible execution.
Yeah,
Because, yeah, it just completely
The-
kilters off after the wedding.
yeah. Like the execution after the wedding is really like I'm like, what? So she just like leaves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
well,
like we're friends. We reunite, and then she just is gone now.
Yeah, the world's gonna be in peril. What the fuck is she doing now?
I mean, it makes sense in a way that because she's like she wasn't chosen, and I guess she likes me, but like at the same time, it's like, but we're still friends.
Yeah. That does kind of bother me.
We're still friends, and you also like Saber, who is also traveling with me.
Yeah, that's true.
So and then she still just fucks off.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's fine though, because I had Deborah with me.
I wish they would have built the characters up a bit more before they presented the marriage storyline. Just to flesh out the characters a bit more. Aside from Bianca.
Yeah, aside from Bianca, I think some time with Nera would be good.
They just threw the dog thing in there. Just so there's something.
I think Deborah, like the amount of Deborah is fine. Like it's
My
perfect.
sentiments
She's
exactly.
literally it's perfect.
Cut and dry.
Literally, it's perfect because like she builds as a character the more time you spend with her,
Yeah.
and it's fucking awesome.
That is
like
a
I
good-
enjoy. Like what did she do? Like Bianca do with when you traveled with her? Like her character get fleshed out anymore?
Not really. She's just the same person,
Hmm.
which is fine.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
fine.
that's how she's
but-
built to be.
Yeah, but like I like the traveling to like Gotha, which is where you go next, by the way.
Would that be Gotha or Gothra? I
It's
swear it was R.A., but, you know,
I think it's just Gotha.
I think it was Gotha too.
Cool.
Yeah, so
We'll
you go
be corrected though. if
you
we're wrong.
travel to Gotha with your now wife, whoever you choose.
Bianca's Bay.
No, it's Deborah. Anyway, so
That says a lot about you personally outside of the podcast.
fucking dude, Deborah.
I don't have a problem with that choice.
Deborah is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'll play it through once again.
She's fucking hilarious, dude.
There's a...
So yeah,
I
you
gotta see if
travel.
it's in the PS2 version, and I'll get into that more later.
You travel through the other towns on your way to Gotha, and then you find out in the town right before Gotha that your wife is pregnant.
Oh
Which
my
makes-
god!
Kind of no sense.
None.
Because she faints.
Well, I mean that makes sense a little bit because she's traveling and she's
Fatigue.
pregnant. Yeah, and Deborah has like, she literally seems like she would not be traveling at all ever because she like doesn't have to work for anything. So that made
Yeah.
a lot of sense for me because
Also-
it chose Deborah.
Also, you get a wagon too.
Yeah, you get a wagon. So I mean, I don't know. It just fit for her kind of, but at the same time, I was like, how the fuck do you travel for 9 months and not realize that your fucking wife is pregnant?
She randomly ends up pregnant. It's like the fucking Virgin Mary.
Well,
Talking to
no,
Joseph.
you totally have
It's
sex
implied.
on your wedding night.
Yeah.
You totally do. Like that is when they fuck.
I don't believe it happened.
No, dude,
I-
that is
I have the premise
He
that
blocks
didn't
it out.
happen.
That
That's
is-
the reason for later on.
that is the only confirmed time that you fuck.
Dude, the seed is strong in this one.
The seed is very strong.
They
but yeah.
didn't consummate. I'm
No,
going
they,
off of that.
they totally
but-
did.
But
I
it's
think they
like
did
the
too.
Virgin Mary. It'd be like, yeah, it conceived. Well, it wasn't me. Who's
Well-
the fuck's the father of the baby?
There is a
you
god
are not
character
the father.
in the game.
What?
There is a god character in the game.
That's true.
There is. But you are not the father, Maury.
You totally are.
Well, the hair confirms it.
Yeah, the hair is
If it's
With
Blue.
jeans.
It was black for me.
Oh,
Mine was yellow.
Yeah, we had blondes.
Yep.
Yellow. It's blonde.
It's yellow.
It was
Yeah.
all yellow.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
Coldplay.
go to then you after you find out she's pregnant and you make it to Gotha, you meet your uncle, who is king of Gotha, and he tells you that your dad was king, even though you kind of figured that out already.
Oh, good lord, yes.
And then you find out that your wife is now going to have kids. So, oh wait, no. Before that, no, it is during that. So your wife is about to have kids, so she lays on the bed, and then you have to go.
Wouldn't be the first time, apparently.
You have to go and get the sigil of of proof or whatever to prove that you're the next king.
Yeah, it's like a rite of passage.
Yeah. So you have to go in there, which is a fuck-face dungeon, by the way, because it took me forever to realize what I was supposed to do with that fucking rock.
All right.
Yes.
All right, so there's this rock that you can easily push around, and there's a button, and this button opens up this gateway, and then all of this fucking water comes rushing out. And if you're standing on the button, then you just get flushed away. You
Yep.
get knocked down into this like lower level, and you have to climb back up, and then you have to fucking figure out what you're supposed to do. And I tried fucking everything. I even put the rock in front of the button, which made way more sense to me.
It does. It does.
And that did not work. But apparently you're supposed to put the fucking rock, and I even put the rock on top of the button, thinking that would work, and that does not work.
It should.
And then then finally I figured out you have to put the button the rock beneath the button, so that when you walk on top of the button, the water does not sweep you away. The rock keeps you in place, even though it is the most easily moved rock on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
You are pushing the rock around, mind you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Strength.
think it'd be like a boulder that you would be guarding all the water.
like
Yeah, but
Pokemon.
if you can just push the fucking rock, though, you'd think that the fucking tons of water that can sweep you away
Would sweep the boulder.
would sweep the boulder away,
Yeah.
no matter what. But no, it's fine, whatever. But anyway, you get the sigil stone or whatever, and then you come back out and you have to fight two creatures who tell you that there's people in Gotha that don't want you to be king. Which is pretty ominous, but you fucking already know who it is.
Yeah.
Or at least you should.
The only one that's really upset
it
about
is-
the announcement.
Yeah, the fucking only person who has any qualms whatsoever.
It's Scar.
Yeah. Is the
Long live
chancellor
the
dude?
king.
You're the advisor to your uncle.
It's always a fucking chancellor.
yeah, it's
with
always,
kingdoms.
Yeah, it's always like the advisor to the king is like gonna be like the next king.
It's totally every one of these is Littlefinger.
Yeah,
So
fucking every single person. So yeah, you get that, and then you come back to town, and then you have your kids, and then everybody celebrates, and then you pass out. Everybody gets
really
fucking
drunk.
blackout drunk. Yeah. Which
great
Quite the
way,
celebration.
great guys.
and then when you wake up, you find out that your wife has been kidnapped. So she's fucking gone, and you have to figure out who took her and what's going on.
Yeah.
And then you find the magical shoes that you found in the very beginning of Dragon Quest IV, which allow you to travel to one place specifically. So you travel to another tower across this lake. That took me for fucking ever to figure out too, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, I had no clue what to do because it was like, I saw the guy go north, but nobody believes me. And I'm like, how the fuck do I go north? There is nothing to the north. And there's no ship to take me across the water. There's no other cave that could link me to the north. No, there's fucking nothing.
Is
But
this
then-
what you was
but then some
in the chat
random-
with us asking about?
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point?
It's some random fuck
Okay.
face.
It's when I send him the guide.
Yeah, some I
'Cause I couldn't
even,
remember.
I didn't even look at it. I talked to some random fuckface, and he was like, "Oh, maybe we should check the chancellor's room for stuff."
Oh, right.
And then so I go in there and I open the closet, and he's got some fucking ballet shoes, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Whoa,
Something off
what's,
about this guy.
RuPaul's Drag Race here.
Yeah, and so so then you use those, and then you go to this tower, and you fight your way to the top through some fucking bullshit puzzles and stuff. And
Remember
then
that bullshit to me?
there was one thing in there that pissed me off, and I can't remember what it was. And then you fight two bosses, kind of. You fight one.
Too many bosses.
Yeah, there's like 3 bosses in that fucking tower. And then you go in down to get to the top of the tower. Then you go down the stairs and you fight some random horse boss who has pecs.
Yes.
Was he random, though? I thought he was involved with the killing of your father in the game.
No, he wasn't involved with that, but he does work for the, he like worked with the slavers or something. I can't remember exactly
I swear
what
he
it
was one of the guys that the father fought against. Because there was 2 like creatures that fought your father and you defeat him. And
yeah,
then
there was that trio of people.
And then the mage guy shows up.
Oh yeah, the 2, and then
I guess it could have been that guy, but I don't really
Yeah,
remember.
'cause I think you see him again at the end of the game.
The horse dude?
I don't remember.
I know you see Laja again. Laja is the
Yeah.
guy that kills your dad.
Yeah,
yeah,
but he has 2 henchmen.
Laja is the dude that looks like an old lady.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Fawful from Mario and Luigi Saga, Superstar Saga,
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
with the dialogue.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you defeat. You try to fight against the horse guy, but you can't defeat him.
Mm-hmm.
And then your wife will come join you, and she'll use some magic to really fuck him over, so you can actually do damage to him.
I was worried about that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting owned. I thought I was going to
before
die.
the magic spell or afterwards.
I didn't know there was a magic spell until it happened.
Oh, okay.
So it was surprising to me.
So like the 1 damage at a time, you're really freaking out. I was like,
this is going to take forever.
I was like, this is bullshit. And then I was like, you know what? Something's probably going to happen. And then it did. And I was like, okay, good. Because like I am not fucking trying to level up to fucking beat this guy.
I was almost dead when she cast the spell.
Yeah.
Yep. Which might be the point.
Yeah, I believe it is. You
Yeah.
got to get all into critical status in order for her to activate it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so you defeat that guy, and then you get turned into stone. You and your wife get turned to stone, and then two random thief guys come in.
We forgot to mention that, like, before your wife gets kidnapped, she has the foresight that something's amiss, and she hides your children under the bed.
Oh no, that was the handmaiden.
The handmaiden put him under there.
Yeah,
Oh,
she like hid with the children under the bed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then
an important part that we
she's the one
glossed
that
over.
tells you that your wife gets kidnapped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we name the children yet? Or
Yeah, that was
Yep.
you named the children.
What did you guys name them?
Caleb Jr. and Liliana.
Okay.
I went with Lily for the girl, which is kind of funny because Caleb's is similar.
Yeah.
And then Erdrick for the boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
Yep.
I kept her as Janet, and because one of the
Janet.
children, I kept her as Janet for some reason, random name.
Perry and
because
Janet.
it is not, nope, it is an illegitimate child. They did not have sex.
They totally did.
It is immaculate conception, and
No,
I
they
thought I'd
had
be very,
sex, dude.
very immature with this. I named the son Bastard.
Instead of Jesus.
the
No,
bastard
I named him
hero.
Bastard.
Or
He's a
Anakin.
he's a bastard child. So a text later on, I'm looking at my notes. It literally, like, near the end, you beat it, and the main Zenithian dragon is telling you,
Yeah.
you know, hero
God.
and your son,
Also known
bastard. That line paid off. It totally paid off near the end. Hero and your son, bastard.
and your bastard son.
So yes, I'm immature.
I would have went with Jesus. If that was my mind.
They totally fucked though, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they
Consummate the
they
marriage.
Totally did. Because there's no way that Deborah was getting action without me. There's no way. The other two I could probably see. But Deborah, no man was going within 50 feet of that lady.
Jake's theory, Deborah definitely got some action.
Yeah, from me.
Or you got it from her.
And you,
Yeah, I guess either way. But okay, yeah. So you get
Either way, he's satisfied.
you get turned into
the pegging saga.
you get turned into statues, and these two random thief guys come in, and they take you and your wife to some auction place because you're super realistic looking statues, like that, which is weird because pretty much any good statue should look like that.
That 12 Years a Slave meme that I put out was pretty on point, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It'll be the photo for this episode.
Yeah.
So then your guy gets sold off to some rich guy as a present for his son, Georgie Porgy, which literally pissed me the fuck off. By the way.
Would you rather have been called Hindenburg?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, man, we missed the monster part.
The
with
monster
that kind
part.
of name stuff.
That's gameplay.
Yeah, that's in gameplay. We can talk about it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, what was it? Oh yeah, and then the other your wife gets kept by the other guy because he wants to do stuff to it. Like literally, that is what happens.
Like
She becomes a mannequin.
like in a Robot Chicken with Boba Fett.
Yes.
Yeah.
Han Solo.
Yeah. Literally the like there's a line, I can't remember exactly what he says, but he's like, what aren't we the other guy was like, aren't we gonna sell this one? He's like, nah, I got special plans in mind for this one. I was like, oh God.
I think the true reason is that she has a special power.
No, he doesn't know
that
about
fight,
that.
No, no, she's a fucking statue.
Yeah,
No, in the
he
fight.
just wants to grope
'Cause she
her
casts the spell
her stone boobs.
that saves the day.
A stone
Well, yeah,
pillow.
but these are
Because
two
of,
random thief guys that come in, so they don't know.
Because of a certain heritage that she has.
Yeah, she's the descendant of the hero and the god people.
Yep.
Yeah,
God, people.
that's what they are.
All right,
They're
so-
well, technically they'd just be angels, and then the dragon is God.
Yeah.
Right.
We got some artwork for the Zenithian people.
Zenithian Craig.
Yep.
Yeah, that's funny to look at.
It'll be in the YouTube video.
But I must have had a morbid sense of humor.
Why?
Because the next little part here, I was laughing. It is single-handedly like the saddest thing in the game to me. Because what happens next is as the years going by, you see the father playing with the son who got him the statue.
Yeah.
Keep going through the cycles of life year and year and year, and whenever anything wrong happens, the statue gets fucking kicked or hurt because bad luck is happening. He's like, fucking statue.
Oh well, that was because like
makes sense.
It's not
the
bringing
kid
me luck.
the kid gets kidnapped by
Right.
monsters.
All these other things happen.
Yeah.
But to me, with my morbid sense of humor, it's just laughing throughout this thing because he's blaming the statue with the goddamn bad luck and not life on it. So I was just laughing throughout this whole thing.
he bought it for good luck
Yeah.
for his son, and that's why he was like really mad.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
I thought it was
it's-
hilarious.
It's still.
It's really
I mean,
sad.
it's also kind of fucked up if you think about it because like he's frozen as a statue for 8 years, doesn't see his children, and then
there was a year discrepancy. Like SNES was like 8, and then
It was 10.
DS
The
was
slavery
10.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just 10.
for the slavery, the slavery was 10, but the
I
one
looked it up.
the one when you're a statue is 8.
Yeah, it is 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, the 8 years a statue.
8 years of statue.
Yep.
That would have been a good one, too.
Yeah.
Now you come up with it.
Well, yeah.
I could have made that into a meme, too.
Well, they do it.
Okay, I'll do it.
So yeah, it's kind of sad because like you don't get to see your children for 8 years, and you see the years go by for this kid, and his father is playing with the kid and whatnot, and so it's kind of like fucked up on that level too.
Yeah.
And it's also because like you're separated from your wife and children and stuck as a fucking statue for 8 years until randomly your Mexican friend who is raising your children comes and finds you.
Usually that happens the other way around, but
I know.
Wait, what?
that you're raising the Mexicans' children because they're irresponsible.
There's also the stereotype of like the rich person with the Hispanic maids raising their children.
Yeah,
And It's Always Sunny.
Yes.
I guess that would be the stereotype.
We're gonna home make over your home.
Sancho does seem kind of like the man nanny type dude.
does.
Yeah. He's totally the stay-at-home uncle.
Yeah, because like when Pancrase leaves in that like the one first place, and like he leaves you with Sancho.
Yeah, who
Yeah,
does a
that's-
shit job of keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, it's
so
like,
I wouldn't give him any praise.
Just go play outside. Yeah, it's like, how the fuck did you manage to raise my children for 8 years?
Yeah.
Couldn't watch me for a day.
Go play on the highway. Go play on the highway. You're good.
So yeah, you get you want to take it from here, Jake?
Where were we?
You get turned into a statue, and then you get reborn by your children.
Yeah.
Your gifted
Who and
children.
your son tells you that he's the hero, which is fucking weird.
It is.
I know he's the hero, but
And he
like
knows
he
it.
tells you, he's like, yeah. So you know that Zenithian sword you left with me? Yeah, I could totally equip it now. Like
That's awesome.
that's a thing that he says.
I thought
to
it was
you. I
awesome.
like, oh,
You have to actually go in and manually equip it too.
Yeah, you do. I thought that was kind of weird because it was already with Sancho.
Yeah.
So it's like he would already know that he can equip like the most powerful weapon in the game, quotations. You know,
I wonder how he knows that they're from that legendary line. Is it just because the kid can use the sword? And also, why would you let a kid use a
because
sword?
It's alluded to, but I don't think they kind of
it's
figure it out.
it's
till-
alluded to because right before you get kidnapped, like right after you have your babies, you talk to your wife. If you talk to your wife, she mentions that like she's not really the daughter of whoever like raised her,
Okay.
and like that's
I can't remember if
that her-
that's something.
Her
The-
father
there's-
is a pretend father.
yeah. Although it kind of already happens with Bianca because Bianca's dad tells you that he's not really her
Yep.
dad.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Which is weird, but yeah, it happens again. Like when you talk to him, like right before they get kidnapped.
You get resurrected, but they have still not found your baby mama.
Yep, the baby
Depend
mama's
on
gone.
who the wife actually is, but they have a lead on the whereabouts of her. She was in the town of Lofty Peak on the continent north of Gothra. You end up going there, find a little bit more information, and obtain a magic fucking carpet.
When did this come out? 92?
The release date
The
Yeah,
same
the
year
92.
Aladdin came out?
SNES was 1992.
Yep.
In Japan only. We had to wait like fucking 12 goddamn years to get it over.
When did Aladdin
15.
come out? 91 or 92?
I don't remember.
I wonder if that had anything to do with the magic carpet idea.
Maybe.
I kind of feel like it would.
I mean, he wears a turban.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's not really a Middle Eastern connection other than that.
I don't know. Maybe this is something they wanted to do.
They just came off of the fresh hot air balloon idea and just went, hey, let's do a magic carpet.
I know it's like what other flying machine that's not an airship can we use?
Yeah.
Weren't there like
Let's
certain
expand on this.
weren't there like certain geographical limitations to the magic carpet? Like you couldn't go over mountains or something?
Yeah. There is. You
I
have to get the castle in
why?
order to.
I don't know.
You
I think
can fly.
certain mountains I don't think you can fly over for some reason.
In a magic carpet.
Yeah.
I guess it has a limitation on
Yeah.
how high it can levitate, which is
Yes.
really lame.
It's a magic carpet though.
Still, that's pretty sweet.
But its magic capabilities are limited.
Yes, it's.
Also,
Just a
when you
carpet.
enroll it, you have to be in an open area or it won't work.
Right.
So it
They,
must be gigantic.
What I've noticed in parallel to Final Fantasy is, in addition to it always having to be moving instead of you being able to stop it, they are really, really picky about that shit and where you could actually drop
Land it,
yourself
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So, it's a
You
minute.
can glitch that in 7
Right.
to get some spells that you aren't supposed to be able to get.
And there's a pretty good sliding technique.
There is.
Yep.
I couldn't
But-
get it though. I tried.
Needed to talk to the expert for that.
Yeah.
But you start to travel the world to collect the legendary armaments again, much like in 4. For the legendary hero, it is discovered that the hero's son is indeed the legendary hero sought by Pancrase almost 20 years ago. His own fucking grandson.
Dun, dun, dun. Only the hero can save my wife, his grandmother.
His grandmother.
And it's kind of weird that he was looking for somebody who wouldn't be born for like 20 more years.
Yeah.
It's different. Definitely not something you're expecting. But during this stage of the journey, the hero avenges Papas by killing Slan and restores the Zenithian dragon, as well as his flying castle.
That puzzle was kind of annoying.
Which puzzle? The castle?
Yeah, the underwater castle.
Do
you not remember that?
I didn't have any problems. The only place that I ever had problems with was the fucking minecart.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, that was the minecart down there?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. It fucking switches.
That part was some fuckery.
Yeah, the random battles didn't help.
Oh,
that
every
part.
6 steps?
It was
yeah.
annoying.
As far as the dungeons and the puzzles are going, I'm sorry, 4 is a shit ton better than 5's. 5's pissed me off in quite a few spots. But
For puzzles?
yes.
That was the only one that
Yeah.
really annoyed me. And then you get to the end and you find out that you're missing an item
Dun, dun, dun.
that we kind of actually forgot to mention that happened to it.
So,
The
When
gold
you're-
orb?
Yeah, it gets destroyed. We forgot to mention that. Like during
Well,
the scene with
later-
your father.
Well, that happens like after he goes back in time.
right,
it gets
yeah.
destroyed?
So, in order to
Yeah.
restore the proper homes in the sky, you have to enter a time warp to retrieve the golden orb from your child's self.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, because
Right.
you need to get it back because
Yeah.
it's destroyed. You don't have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that happens like during the scene when your father gets killed.
Yep.
Because it has like some kind of energy or something.
It doesn't get destroyed when his dad takes it, or when the monster takes it. He takes it with him.
Oh, I thought he destroyed it.
I don't think so. I think he just takes it.
I don't remember. Either way, you don't have it.
Which, yeah, because the real golden orb is switched out.
Yep.
It's a placebo. Yep. But after returning to the temple that you helped to build as a slave, the fucking pyramids, the Zenithian armor is found, as well as the statue of his wife.
And the Colt.
Yes, the cult. He then must go to defeat Ival in order to get the Ring of Life that is strong enough to remove the curse. After the final source of evil is eradicated from the world, the party is told that Martha remains in Nadria and that the final source of evil, Grandmaster Nimzo, is lying in wait for the legendary hero.
So who's Martha?
It's Mata. It's
Mata.
It's mom. The
Okay.
hero's mom.
Yeah.
Which you get not much information
So-
about.
We forgot to mention that like before Pancrase dies, he mentions that his mom is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tells you that his mother is still alive, and that he wants you to go search for her.
Yeah.
And that the family didn't like him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
her parents didn't like him or something.
Yeah.
He's immortal. That's why.
It's fine. He's
But-
he's kind of a god until he gets completely destroyed by
Yeah.
2 fucks.
So your children are demigods.
In a way.
Eh.
But
Which is
you,
cool.
your wife,
I
and
like
your
that.
children agree not to leave Martha in the demon world so long as they travel there via a portal near Lofty Peak and reach Mount Zugswain. Martha is found inside.
Zugswain.
Yeah.
Damn it,
Swang.
dude. The fucking cult of Zugswain, the Mount of Zugswain.
Yep.
I was really hoping that the final boss would just be called Zugwang, like Zug.
Yeah.
So like the cult is called Zugswang.
Or maybe he's just called Wang.
Wang.
It's Zugswang, his dick. I just thought that would be funny if the final boss was just Zug. But no, it was Nimzo, which is somewhat funny as well, but not as funny.
Yeah. Martha is found inside but dies shortly after meeting the hero and his family. fucking climactic and pointless in my opinion. At that point, she dies. I haven't learned jack shit about her. I don't give a fuck.
I think she was like a means to an end though for Nimzo, but I can't remember why. Probably because of her heritage.
The heritage, probably.
Yeah, I think he was using her because of her ties to the Zenithia dragon or whatever to
Zenithian people.
yeah.
It was definitely
to do something.
to increase his power level though.
Yeah, something like that. Because that's all they ever do. And of course she was going to die. Like I totally knew it. Like
right. So there's
it's like
no
fucking
emotional payoff.
Pancraz dies, and I was like, fuck.
Right.
And
I like how
then-
they tie that together though.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. And yeah, so they defeat Nimzo and the Lord of Evil, and then they return to Gotha and have a party, and then they see the space ghosts of Pancraz and Mata.
Just like Star Wars.
Just like in Star Wars.
Yep.
I liked it. I
was-
liked that part.
It was beautiful.
Yep.
Wrapped up
it hit
nicely.
the right tones, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So,
totally went full Star Wars at the end there, though. It was great. Although you totally see their ghosts many times, like throughout the journey. Like there's that one tower that you go into, and you have to like teleport to or whatever, and you like go in and you see the ghosts like of the past or whatever, and it's Pancraz and Mata.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 So are we going to discuss Nimzo here as the final fight?
Yeah, do it.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, as far as the fight itself, it wasn't a problem, but whatever the fuck he was in that goddamn dialogue was stupid to read. All right, it's
You don't enjoy his taunts?
not the taunt.
No, it's like
itself.
the
It's
characters that they
reading the-
used.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
the same thing with
They were
the
all
seed
distorted.
and the Ultimencia thing.
Yeah.
Where, some letters are capitalized or it needs to be human ZZZZZ in the dialogue, and it's
Well, that's part of like the accents that we've been
what
talking
accent
about.
is that then, Craig?
It's the same one as
It's a
the
distorted.
sorcerer.
It's just supposed to
It's
be
a
like a distorted
precursor.
voice.
I think they're from like the same line, the sorcerer and Nimzo. So they're kind of similar in a way.
It was just a pain for me
So
to
the dialogue
read.
was-
I didn't.
Yeah, it was similar. It was odd.
I'm sure the words themselves are perfect and
Yeah,
make sense. I just don't like
you can read it.
me having to read them that
It's
way.
just a pain.
Yeah. So, no thank you on that part. But, yeah, an easier boss fight
Then 4.
than
yeah,
4
definitely.
or 3.
Yeah.
He only has like 2 stages,
Yeah.
which it's more of just like surviving and having 2 guys hit him.
Yeah.
and then
Different.
that was
Having
my
like
strategy.
like a tank, a healer, and then 2 guys like
Yep.
wailing on him. Yeah.
Yep.
2 healers is all I had, and the golem and I think the
We'll
sun
get
was
into-
the heavy hitter.
Yep. All right. Overall thoughts on story.
I think overall I really liked it. The fact that this story takes place over the entirety of like your character's life is a really interesting choice that I actually really enjoyed.
A trilogy.
It's something, yeah. It's like every Dragon Quest that we played has been like something really new every time, basically. Like you take chapters out of like each person's life until they group up, and then they like have the team fight, which is awesome. And then
Very unique.
it's
It always revolves around the hero's bloodline too.
There's a huge emphasis on family within this series so far.
Yeah, especially in this one,
Especially
where you
yeah.
get to see like
you actually
whole life
have
of it.
the whole family, and then it's like it has the certain connection still from 4 where like it's the Zenithian dragon in the city. Something's clearly happened to like warp the world into darkness.
start of
and it's kind of like
trilogy.
another heaven and hell kind of parallel. But this time you don't actually travel to hell.
Yeah, they're still like following the simple storyline in a way of the hero versus the demon lord, like that they've had since like the first game.
Good and evil.
But they add certain things to make it a more interesting storytelling. Like for this one, your character isn't the hero. He isn't the one who is destined to defeat the bad guy. Although he totally does, but
he helps.
He's like he's not the one that like is the hero, like the bloodline of the hero.
He's the main character that you see everything through his eyes.
Yeah.
Which is a cool perspective.
It's a cool thing. It's like being outside of it and like seeing it while being a participant. I enjoyed the whole idea of like going through as your character from childhood, and then seeing the time passage, seeing how hard his life has been. Like he goes to fucking like he's a slave,
and you experience the slavery.
Yeah,
too.
like you experience
the
it a little bit
of it.
Yeah, it shows you a little bit, and then. It keeps going with like, and then you turn into a fucking statue.
Yeah.
And then, and like, it's like, hey, maybe, you're at that age where you should probably get married, it's like, and your friend gets married and
quickly.
It's like, oh, so like, yeah. And it's like, it's an interesting thing that like you actually get married in the game. And it's not something that's like, in any game where you are able to get married and like other things like, Fallout. Like you can choose, You can get married in those things, like in Skyrim as well. But they're just like it's
unnecessary.
Yeah, it's an unnecessary kind of side thing where this is like, oh well, like everything kind of revolves around you and your bloodline specifically.
Yeah, and even though you don't really get a choice, it does give you a choice.
Yeah, you
3
get the
options.
choice in like who you would want to marry, like in the game, which is another interesting thing. Like,
and they all have various personalities. Too, that set them
you
apart.
get like the kind of shy girl in Nera, and then you get the childhood friend out of Bianca, and then you get like the harsh beauty of Deborah.
Yep.
So it's really interesting to like see how like all of that goes. I really enjoyed the story for this one, despite some problems with the fact that there's fucking time travel. Although it wasn't like a huge deal because I thought it was gonna be.
There are some plot holes. The time travel parts of it.
Yeah, there's like some minor things here and there, but it's nowhere near as bad as like fucking Final Fantasy 1 or Final Fantasy 8 where like they revolve around a time plot, but they really are just fucking the timeline.
Yep.
But in this one, it's not really doing that. It's kind of like a weird, that you visit it and you interact with your past a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you on the story.
Yeah.
One thing though that I didn't like is that they didn't let you play as your father.
Yeah. I did enjoy having him in the party, and he really fucking messed up people.
You don't control him.
He was like fucking Ragnar from 4, but like totally just wrecking shit. But then you don't ever get to use him, which was really. It is a downer because I kind of wish that you could have like played out at least the fight where it's him by himself against the monsters.
Yeah.
Up until like where it's like, oh well, you have to lose now.
Yeah, and I feel like in the time plot too, you could have went back and saved him.
Yeah, but then that would have changed the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
Paradox.
Which would have been a paradox, which I am totally okay it didn't happen because
the problem though is that they used his death to push the plot forward, which I don't know if I liked very much.
I think it wasn't exactly his death that pushed the plot forward. I think it like is a thing that's because like either way they would have still like searched for his mother, and he probably would have just married Bianca.
Yeah,
like because he knows her, and like they would have been around searching for the hero forever.
But he wouldn't have been the king too. That was important, I think.
Yeah, it would have been in a way, but at the same time, like the really important part was giving birth to the hero.
True.
Which I think probably would have still happened.
Yeah. I guess it's just that the death wasn't that necessary. Because I feel like they could have removed him from the story, but kept him alive.
If you take out the father, the story completely works. without the father. I think that's
It
what you're
does.
trying to say, Dylan.
Yeah.
Although I think him being added in there does make it a better story in the long run, but I do definitely see your point on how you could just take him out and it'd still be fine.
I feel like you could, like, if he lived, that they could have done like a side story to that, where you go and find him and use him in your party as like a key character.
What,
like the rest
he's
of your
stranded
family?
on a random planet and he's going to teach you the ways of the Force?
Yeah, like when he's destroyed, he just falls into the water instead.
The last Pancras.
The last Pancras. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the fact that he was there and he gets completely fucked because like it adds like the shock value of like, oh shit.
Yeah, and he's really
Like
dead.
it really makes the enemy seem like an actual threat.
Yeah.
Which
It
is
builds
which
up
is
them,
which
so.
is a good thing because not all RPGs do that well.
Yeah.
Where like the enemy is seen as a big threat because they never really are.
And I
But,
kind
like-
of feel like the guy that killed him was a better bad guy than Nimzo.
Yeah, Laja.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did seem more, but like he always alluded to there being like a higher version than him.
Yeah.
So like if he was the main bad guy and he was doing the shit, then
Yep.
like I think it would have tied in better.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I think Pancras being in there and then dying is was pretty important to me, I think.
My main disappointment with it though is that he's an awesome character, and I wish we got more of
because
him.
he's like bullshit strong in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because he's like
The
level
Sephiroth complex.
he's like level 21 or some
but
shit,
eventually
which
you
is like
surpass him.
yeah, you
Right.
surpass him, but like that's the one thing that I really like about the Dragon Quest games is you don't have to be like a super high level to beat anything.
Yeah.
Because like it's like everything. What level were you guys when you beat the game?
I don't recall at this point.
I think
40, like the late 40s.
late
for most
40s.
of the
Somewhere in the
characters.
40s.
I was like level 42.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting because like it's Pancras when he's like in your party, you know, just traveling around at the
Yep.
very beginning of the game when you're level 1, he's level 21. So
Something
he's
like
like
that,
basically where you would be like halfway through the game
Yep.
essentially. So it's like, oh,
Okay.
he's fucking bullshit strong.
So basically when you reach his age, you're the same level.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I never
Yeah.
thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like,
Yeah.
and then you like get further and you get stronger, and then
Yeah.
So maybe he didn't have as much skills if by the time you reach
Yeah.
his age, by the time you were there, then maybe he wasn't something all that special.
Well, the main character does come from a
Da,
legendary
da.
family too.
Yeah, 'cause
his
his
father
mother-
is a hero.
his father is a hero, and then his mother is
But
a
I'm saying that the
Zenethian,
hero
so-
just possesses the same amount as Pancras. So why would Pancras hold such a higher...
but he surpasses it.
I think the one
Right.
one thing that really does kind of bug me in the back of my mind is that like all it really takes to be the bloodline of the hero or to use the Zenethian equipment is to be Zenethian. And
So, like-
technically he is, and so he couldn't use it though, which
Right.
is kind of weird.
His seed is the one to allow to be equipped with it, but not him.
well, maybe
Well,
it's from a
his
Zenithian
seed-
line, but not like the hero's line.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense in a way, but at the same time, it's like, well, all they really needed, like, because that's what it wasn't for, is like it only requires somebody that's Zenethian to use the equipment. But there wasn't any Zenethian people on Earth or whatever, so they couldn't,
Yeah.
like, so they had to have the hero who was a Zenethian use the Zenethian equipment. That's why I was like, it's
That's
just,
a good point.
it's kind of weird to me. Like it would make sense if they needed like more Zenethian blood, which would
Yeah.
make because he would be like the kids would be 3/4
Right.
because like her mom would be like the full, and then he's half. So
Well, I guess just the point is that he's not from the hero bloodline, even though he
Yeah.
is from Zenithian bloodline.
yeah, they try to play that off, but I'm like at the same time in the back of my mind, I'm like I know all he has to be is Zenethian.
Yeah.
And he is. He's like technically half, but he can't use it. But he can still use the Zenethian sword as an item in battle.
Oh, I never tried that.
That's an
I
oversight
did it.
gameplay
I
then,
did it.
But I don't think gameplay would just...
I did it like as soon as you find the Zenethian sword, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, you can use it as an item? I'm fucking
we
doing it.
noticed
And
that
I did it.
Craig
Wow.
definitely loves his use of items.
I do love the use
He-
of
he utilizes
weapons as
those
items.
things.
Was it good though when you used it?
I bet.
At the low levels, yeah, it was pretty destructive.
That's cool.
All right,
That's a cool element that I didn't know about.
Yeah, you can use it literally right when you get it, which is like pretty early on, considering.
That would help you a lot.
Yeah.
I wish I had known that.
You two have pretty much summed up most of everything that I was going to discuss as the pluses and minuses of this. Just, I will say that it is, I was forever guessing what the fuck was coming next.
Yeah, because they threw the wrench at you right at the beginning of Pancras dying, so you never knew what was gonna happen.
And then I end up as a slave, and then end up as a fucking statue.
Well, I didn't even know I was gonna have children.
Magic carpet rides and moving castles, and Howl's moving castle.
Howl's moving castle.
Yeah, I kind of maybe suspected there would be like a marriage in there because like it's Hand of the Heavenly Bride,
right? And we're
but like I didn't necessarily know if I didn't know necessarily if I was going to get married or if the fact that I was going to have children or that the children was going to be the hero, like,
or you were going to rescue a princess, like in the first one.
Like that was going to happen.
I've played quite a few RPGs in my day, and this is unique, and I did not guess anything that was coming in this story.
All we really knew is that there was going to be a time element to the plot.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only thing I knew right from the beginning because you fucking see yourself. But you know what? I actually enjoy that in a way because it's like most time plots will fuck everything. They just fuck the story and I hate it. And it pisses me off. But in this, like as a child, you see it. And so it's like, oh, so you can kind of see what's going to happen.
Yep.
And at the same time, so it like ties up kind of nicely in a way that
My only complaint though is that the character when you meet him is dressed in the same clothes as you, so it's a bit too obvious.
You wear like the same thing throughout the entirety of your life, which is weird. But
so if they had changed his clothing,
is weird. He's just got.
I would have been way more surprised.
Yeah, because like it's just like when you're a kid, it's just you tiny, but with the same turban and cape.
Yeah,
the clothes grow with him.
And then you get older, and then it's you with the same turban and cape, but then you also get a cane.
So I guess it's good from like the point where
Pipstick.
It keeps you guessing because this character looks like you, but also it loses the shock value when you figure that out that it's you from the future. And I think it would have been more effective if they had just like thrown that in there and connected it together with a gold orb. I feel like that would have been more surprising.
If he was wearing something different.
Yeah.
If he was wearing like the red cape that you get when you're king, I would have maybe been like, why does he have the same fucking turban?
Yep.
I wouldn't have completely known it was the same fucking guy because I was like, that really bugs me, by the way. This fucking red cape and the purple turban.
You've got a fashion problem with the color palette?
do. It's fucking clashing. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the only other thing that maybe could be bad is that Nimzo isn't like
weak.
He's kind of weak, and but they do mention him at least, so it's not like a random bad guy switch.
Yeah, it's a behind the scenes pulling the strings.
Yeah, it's more like you always know that there's like a bigger force because like literally every bad guy you run into is like, oh well, there's still someone bigger than me.
It's kind of a theme in the Dragon Quest games too.
Yeah.
At least in 2 is what I'm thinking. Because, like, Malroth, he appears out of nowhere, though.
Yeah, he does. He does. Like, fucking, hey, I'm here.
But it always seems like there's a greater power behind the scenes. Just like with the heroes line, like, there's a greater power there on the good side, and there's also a greater power on the bad side.
Yeah, but the greater power on the good side doesn't do fucking shit for you.
There is
until after.
There's another,
There is another.
Back to Star Wars.
Yep. But yeah, I think the story wrapped up really nicely, and I enjoyed it overall.
One more complaint that I had though is that like your relationship with Saber is kind of important when you're a child, and they don't really build on it when you're an adult.
Yeah,
and he's kind of brushed to the side, which I don't like.
It feels. Yeah, it really feels like his importance is really only tied to the fact that you meet Bianca.
Yeah,
and if you don't choose Bianca as your wife, then it kind of like your relationship with Saber is just like, oh, well, you have a saber-toothed cat now.
Yep, and he's your friend.
Because like he doesn't even really fucking care about you, especially when you have to use Bianca's ribbon, which somehow still has her scent after being, a slave for 10 years and then traveling for possibly weeks across the sea
Yeah.
with 2 other people in a barrel. So you know that stuff kind of it's questionable at best.
Questionable.
Questionable.
It is a guarantee that thing should not have any scent. Let's just be clear about that. That is.
I guess he's there to just introduce the monster recruitment elements.
Yeah, he is.
But I feel like he's more important
don't-
than the other ones.
Yeah, you don't get to recruit the Sabertooths.
But you do see them.
You do see them and you do fight them, but the only one that you get is Saber.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool in a way.
It is. It introduces
it. Gives you it introduces it and it gives you a unique creature.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yep.
So overall, I think this is probably the best story from all the Dragon Quests.
You think?
I think so.
If we're gonna go ahead and rank the stories, then yeah, I'd probably agree. Each one has been, aside from 2, been progressively better.
Yep. I feel like this one's more interesting.
There's a lot more depth.
There's a lot of depth here, and as much as I love 4 and it's like interesting storytelling of the chapters of where you get to see each of the heroes in their own little thing, and then they group together to defeat the bad guy.
It kind of does that too in this one, but it doesn't separate them into chapters.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah,
Eras
it doesn't
of
do the
life.
separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think this is probably the best story of the series.
I think so too.
Yep. Agreed. All right, gentlemen. Gameplay. Dylan, how does this thing play?
Well, it's pretty fun. It's similar to the other ones, but there's a new element introduced in
Yeah.
the monster recruitment.
We don't really have too much difference here because it seems like 4, 5, and 6 on the DS kind of like keep most things the same as all these remakes, and we aren't judging like the leaps and gaps between each game in the series that would probably happen with 4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
Yeah, we played the same version, so there's not a lot we can talk about differences.
Yeah, we can't really contrast them.
But yeah, the monster recruitment system is probably the biggest change from 4.
For
sure. Because like they play the exact same basically.
Yeah.
They have the same spells and things. Everybody learns things at certain levels. You know, the standard, you can use items as or weapons as items, which is something that I desperately love and always look for.
Yeah, so basically the monsters are extra main characters.
Yeah,
they're not tied to the story.
They're extra main characters. Yeah, you can every time that you get into a battle after you get the wagon, you have the chance to recruit certain monsters. They will ask to join you, and then you can either accept them or deny them. And then there's like extra stuff that you can do with them with the monster.
And they
dude.
also have like various ratios on when you can recruit them.
Yeah,
and
like
so
you have to be a certain level to
Yeah.
recruit certain things, and then you have a certain % chance of that dude actually like wanting to be recruited.
And we do have a chart of that on our Facebook if you want to check that out.
Yeah,
Found it on Reddit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We should find the
It is-
proper person to credit for that, though, because it is very useful.
yeah.
It is.
There are certain
completely RNG, guys.
Yeah.
Completely
it-
RNG.
Yeah, like way more so than in games like Pokemon and Digimon and things like that. Where
We're
you
gonna
recruit
catch them
monsters.
all.
Well, there
That
are
is my
ratios,
destiny.
but it's not the
Dragon
same.
Quest.
Yeah, it's not quite the same because it's not like you have an item that can just be used to catch them.
Like the Master Ball.
Yeah, like the fucking Master Ball. What's that fucking series called? The Lufia games do that too. The Ruins of Lore is one I played on the Game Boy Advance, and it had it's exactly fucking Pokemon, dude. It's like well, you fight with your guys, right?
Yeah.
And then you get like these discs, and the discs are color coded to be like for certain areas, like caves, water stuff, mountains,
Pokemon.
and and then you fucking catch certain monsters. But the thing that's cool about that one is like each person can only have one monster, and then
Okay.
they can like fuse with the monster, and they become like
Oh,
some
that is
super
cool.
beast.
So it's like customizable.
yeah, it's pretty fucking sweet. I
Yeah.
love that game.
So it's like taking your starter that you grow with, and like
yeah, kind of. Yeah,
as
you
they
can-
grow, you
and,
grow.
and you can also evolve them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing. So it's fucking exactly Pokemon.
Well, I feel like
Gotta catch 'em
Pokemon
all.
it's
took.
Catch
it's
'em all.
Pokemon with like season 4 of Digimon,
Okay.
where like they become the Digimon
Yeah.
or like fuse with them or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's basically that.
They have, like-
So there's nothing like that in the monster recruitment. You basically can just get the monsters. Certain monsters can equip certain weapons.
Yes, thank God.
which is-
I've never
something-
seen that before.
Monster equipping.
Yeah. Well, equipping them with like items that the humans could have.
Yeah. I mean, they do certain. You can equip certain things like in Digimon, but it's never like an actual weapon or whatever. Yeah. So that is pretty unique to Dragon Quest, as far as I know. Yeah. So each like you can get dudes that can use certain swords, and then they can use those if you have. Holy crap! If you have the certain right swords or weapons that can be used as items,
Yep.
then those monsters can use that shit too.
Yeah.
If they have a high enough, like, I can't remember what it was. It was like affinity with you that they can take orders from you, because otherwise they'll just do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can receive orders and tactics in battle.
Yeah.
Okay. I never actually used those, so
Oh. Yeah.
that's cool that the option is there.
Yeah. Some of the monsters that I used was like I got one of the rotten apples. He's like right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Became super useful, by the way.
People on Facebook, on our Facebook page, were saying that the rotten apple was really good.
Oh
Yep,
yeah,
we
he's
will,
a fucking beast.
Yeah.
He gets like certain spells that can like wipe out multiple people with like high damage.
Oh, we forgot to mention that as the monsters level, they have the ability to learn spells too.
yeah,
just like
they
the human
learn. Yeah, they
characters.
learn like abilities and spells, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got like whoosh and those spells like pretty early on.
Wow.
So he was doing like when I was like level 10, he was doing like 50 to 70 damage to like every creature.
Jeez.
Yeah, he was a fucking beast. I was like, geez. And his name is Adams.
Adams
the rotten apple.
Yes, the
Uh,
puns. The
yeah,
puns.
he's
Yeah. Almost all of them have
somebody.
something.
Somebody on the Facebook thing.
We're gonna go through it.
Oh well, they.
Oh, you have
somebody,
them written down?
No, it's
Oh, I see.
Somebody on the Facebook
Okay.
thing said something like, I can't, or no, maybe it was on Twitter. I can't remember, but they wanted to know the adventures of Adams, the rotten apple. Well, I can tell you that he was very useful, but also a fucking asshole because he was a death magnet. Literally he was super squishy. He has like no HP.
Yeah.
Every single person would specifically attack him for some reason.
That's weird.
So I constantly had to revive that fucker and spend money. And every time you revive them, it gets a little bit more expensive. So he was a fucking asshole, costing me a shitload of money. Because like after he died, then it was Saber. Saber would be the next dude to fucking constantly die.
Yeah, I noticed they were attacking Saber more than anybody else.
Yeah, it's
Saber was trash.
fucking pissing me off. No,
My
he's
Saber
not.
was good.
He does really good damage. I did switch him out.
All right,
Yeah.
we're
But he
gonna
does
get-
pretty good damage for like the middle parts.
Yep. So the reason why I switched Saber out is because the monster I recruited, the golem, named Mason,
Yes, Mason.
the rock Mason.
god,
golem.
yeah.
Yeah,
Send.
yeah, got it.
So
Yeah,
what?
his attack was higher and his defense was like significantly higher.
Oh yeah,
Always
he's a
go with the
fucking
golems.
beast.
Yeah, he was my MVP.
yeah.
He learned a spell where he could buff his attack too.
And
I had
self healing for no MP cost.
Yeah, I had that golem, Adams, the rotten apple, your son, and then the main guy as my party.
I used the main character, the son and the daughter, and the golem.
Nice.
All right, see, we're all keeping same with the three. Three are the same, but my other second monster, screw the son. The son does not have good stats. Fuck the goddamn bastard son.
He was
No.
awesome for me. The
I
daughter
kept it
sucked for me.
simpler.
The daughter, yeah, I
I
used Deborah on occasion. I'd switch her out for Adams.
I didn't care for Bianca, so I didn't use her.
Yeah, I threw her out of the party.
Yeah.
Very, very early tier creature because I like a full rounded party where everybody can heal themselves because your hero can heal.
That's a good tactic.
The golem can self-heal. I went with the Slime Knight. Slime Knight can heal himself from at the beginning of the goddamn game and has high attack and is better than Saber.
I never got
especially
one.
in the long run. I got 2 for a while.
Does he do
so before
heal all? The Slime Knight?
Yes, eventually, yep. It's I don't think it's multi-heal, yeah.
Multi-heal?
Multi-heal.
Yeah.
And so I was roaming around for the longest time when you have that part to where it's just the hero and Saber up before you get Bianca pregnant and all the kids. So the second part of the trilogy of your life, I rolled around with 2 Slime Knights.
Nice.
And so it was quite easy for me.
I would imagine this fucking the only really hard part I think I had was the multi-lava boss dudes when you're getting the fire ring.
I died with the
I
enemies.
just can't.
I think I hadn't really recruited anybody except for Adams.
Yeah.
So it was me, Saber, and Adams at that time.
I actually died in the lava cave. Or the volcano, I mean.
Yeah, I died in there
because
like
there's an
twice.
explosive guy.
They had
what's his name?
I can't remember. I don't.
It's really hard to
the
recruit.
names, but they're fucking. There's one ability that they had. Like I can't remember. It was like molten flame or some shit that would attack like every single person in your party for like 50 something damage, and your guys only have like 150 health
At this point.
And if they hit every single person. And they do it like, and there's 3 or 4 of them
Or 6.
like doing that one move. You're fucked.
So 6 slimes.
So I got fucking destroyed.
6 slimes for Caleb.
Yeah, it's the curse.
Gets killed on the slime.
I only had 1 slime.
No, I'm referring to your troubles at the beginning of, I believe it was Dragon Quest 2 or 3.
Oh,
you started
3?
right at the beginning of the
3,
game.
I
And
got
6
fucked by 6 slimes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, there's
God.
literal fuckery right there with
Yeah.
6 slimes being fucking assholes.
The RNG.
Like, dude, they dodged every attack too. They were like, ha, dodge. And then they were like, ha, 2 damage. Ha.
And it probably pissed you off even more because they keep smiling while all this
Oh,
is
yeah.
going
They're
on.
little fucking bastards.
I've never been killed
so-
by a slime.
Yeah, well, you can fuck off.
Not even in Builders?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not brothers.
Yeah, so I don't recall any specific things being overtly difficult. I don't think I even got a game over in the game. So
I did a couple times because
Okay.
of those fuck dudes with their molten flame ability or whatever it
I
was.
think I had 1 or 2, and 1 was cheap because the guy used explode and killed my whole party.
Oh,
yeah,
is it the exploding rock dudes? The
Yeah,
rock
like from
bombs
Builders,
or whatever?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I never
was
had one of
annoying.
those guys explode. I like immediately destroyed them because I figured they would
Yeah.
blow up.
I think 2 of my
They're
guys
bombs.
were downed before then.
Yeah.
They were low health, so I got killed there. I'll admit it.
All right.
Yep.
It's not like it's bad when you
sucked.
die.
It sucked,
You
though.
just lose half your gold, which is something that I really liked in this game, that you can fucking bank your gold.
Oh, yeah.
Forehead bank
Although
gold.
I totally didn't use it.
I
Oh,
didn't either.
okay.
I totally didn't even know it was in 4.
I never had money problems in this one.
I never had money problems in this one, but I did enjoy the fact that like the only problem I had with the banking is that they could only do it in like
Increments of 1,000.
Yeah, increments of 1,000, which kind of pissed me off. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I was like, I can bank any amount of gold. Like it's fucking fantastic.
But you
Banking's
didn't
been
use it.
around since 2.
In
you
5,
did
in
use it?
5, I did constantly.
Okay.
I was like, I would bank all my money as soon as I hit like a certain amount. I was like, if I don't want to die and lose all this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't care.
I
didn't think
kind
the
of I tried to
enemies were
keep
that
my
hard.
gold levels low until like I was in a town where I needed to like get money out to buy stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we were playing the mobile versions, Craig, I believe banking started in 2 or 3 for us. Honestly.
Did it
And
fucking
in
really?
4, yes. Yes. And in 4,
Fucking
the
hell, I could have
main
been using
bank
that.
lady is Tornico's wife.
I just learned to live without it because I played the OG ones.
Well, I did too apparently because I didn't even know it was a thing until now. That fucking pisses me off.
Jake does most of the research for
3
this.
and
so.
4 would have been a lot easier had I realized there was
A bank?
there was a fucking bank.
Oh, God. All right.
We're not experts at these games.
Yeah. we're getting
We're new.
We're getting there, you know.
But something new was the learn strategy, which improves much faster than its counterpart, apparently. The mechanism for replacing characters with reinforcements from the wagon was changed from 4. It also takes a turn from the character to be swapped with one in the wagon. So what you end up doing is switching them in and out via FF10 without losing a turn.
I did have to do that on the last boss.
Yeah, I did like that. I also liked that when your party got wiped out, it was replaced by your backup party. Because you can have like 8 dudes or whatever in your party and then like a couple more in the wagon. So I really enjoyed that. I really like that you can have a ton of dudes on you to really just plow through. Because, I mean, the game, they made it difficult for a reason, I can feel like now, because you can have so many guys, and they all get experience for when you do battle.
Okay.
So which is why I don't think it was difficult at all, because you have a whole fucking
you have
army
you
of
have a fucking army that you're, like, boosting up, and you can, like, move on to other generations, I guess.
Yeah.
You, like, breed them, which I never did, because I didn't talk to the fucking monster guy beyond, like, getting... Like, have him telling me that you could get a wagon, so...
Right. Yeah.
I feel like 4 was way harder.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And I feel like this game had way better pacing in combat.
Yeah, I'd probably say I agree. It was a lot smoother in some areas.
I feel like leveling up was easier, too.
Yeah, it didn't feel like... I felt like there was a lot less grind in this one than in 4.
Yeah.
Because in 4, like, I really had to grind out in the beginning with Ragnar.
Yeah.
And then a couple other places. And then in this one, I didn't really grind at all. Just like, it was just along the way. It's kind of like in Final Fantasy IX does that pretty well.
I prefer
great
that.
balance.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Yeah, I feel like Dragon Quest V has a really good balance.
This one definitely has the best balance, I think.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think we needed to be as high a level as we were to beat the final boss.
Probably not.
Yeah, so...
Especially with the whole beefed up team and Golem.
Yeah, like a fuckload of dudes in your team. Yeah, there's no way you really needed to have such high levels, but we did it anyway because it was
it just happens.
It's an easier game. You just go along and you get the higher level.
Yep. So something new back then for the SNES. This doesn't apply to us, but for the first time, any character who is targeting an already dead monster will have their target automatically transferred to one of the other monsters.
Oh, so like you no longer would just
FF.
fucking miss? Okay, that's pretty good.
It's the old FF curse with FF1, in which case you would have everybody target one creature, you kill it, and the other 3 turns that could have happened are negated.
I think it did that until like Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah. So Dragon Quest was apparently suffering the same thing in the earlier NES and SNES games.
Did you have a massive problem with that? You played the NES for like the
1, 2.
first couple.
Huh?
No?
It was more archaic, that's for sure. But I didn't really have a problem with it.
1, it wouldn't really be a problem because it was 1-on-1. But for like
1v1.
for when 2 added the multi-people fights, I can see it being an issue.
The biggest problem I had in the older ones is missing, because you'd attack and then you'd miss like tons of times.
Oh yeah, just because like okay. I had that a couple times in like 2.
Like
2 was really bad for that.
The hit ratios were really unbalanced in 2.
Yeah.
And I died a lot in that last cave because of that.
Yeah, last cave was a bunch of fuckery.
Yep. And I'd try and run away and I would fail.
And then you can't.
And then I would die.
Yeah, no, you can't fucking run away in any of these games. I swear to God.
No, it's hard.
They won't let you.
It's
Sick.
really, really low.
It was easier in this one though, I noticed.
I don't think I really tried. I think actually no, I did.
don't.
I did
I
try
just-
to run away like twice and it wouldn't let me, even on fights that I totally could have just won.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to deal with.
That might be something to look into later on. Like if the ratios go up as the game's like
you two would have to
elements.
judge that because I just go full bar every single battle. I never try and run from anything. I know that the grind is going to be long, so I
Yeah.
just fight through it. I always do that with RPGs.
I only run if I'm like in trouble of dying. Like in danger of dying.
If you're close, yeah.
Okay,
if I'm at a
critical
that's fair.
state.
How about the the nicknames for the monsters that you in the all of that
I discovered some
jargon.
good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Bona Constrictor.
Yep. Bona Constrictor.
And the design of that one was interesting.
Like the fucking Cobra one? Yeah, yeah.
It looked kind of phallic.
Kinda.
A little bit. Oh, you know what? That one also kind of reminded me of you guys have seen Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
Like the shows?
No.
You know, like that one race of dudes that have like the really fucking big ears?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
Okay.
reminded me of because like they have like that, like it has that same head shape.
Yeah.
And it's like it's trying to look like a cobra, I feel like, but like in bone form, which
Yeah.
makes no sense.
It reminded
But,
me
like,
more of
it's,
that boss from Persona 5.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Also, its name is Bona Constrictor.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
implying.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking bone snake. Yeah.
And then I also found Mother Ucker,
Oh yeah, yeah, that guy.
which
I bet you know somebody had fun naming
sure.
that one.
Yes.
It's like I'm gonna sneak this one in.
Yeah.
thought that was pretty funny.
Boring
I
bug.
texted that one to Jake, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the fucking ivory tusks.
Yes. The elephant with three
the-
motherfucking eyes.
The elephant with 3 eyes is and his name is literally spelled out like IYE.
I had to kill those
EYE?
guys like
Or
immediately.
EYE, yeah, yeah. What the
I had
fuck
problems
did I say?
with those guys. Like
Oh,
gameplay
yeah,
wise.
they were fucking assholes because
Yep.
they knock you out of the party.
Yeah.
And so you have to fucking set your party back up
Yep.
every fucking time.
Oh,
And then
that is a
sometimes,
flaw, yeah.
and sometimes,
yeah.
sometimes it won't let you do it. Sometimes it'll just be like, "Hey, guess what? You're gonna have to stick with like the one dude in your party, or you're gonna have like 4 fuckface dudes in your party, and it won't let you switch till you get to another certain area because you know what? Fuck you. Your guys got knocked out of the fucking party.
Yeah, in all of these games, I've hated the creatures that knock your guys out of the party.
Yeah, they're fucking assholes.
fair.
Luckily, these type of enemies wasn't that wouldn't happen that often.
Yeah, it was pretty
And
uncommon.
and they're the only dudes that I know of that did it.
I hated them though, and I
Yeah,
would always
they're-
kill them first.
I'm glad you brought that up because I fucking hate those guys. God.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought it up
Just
too.
a fucking sheer memory of fucking having to go into the fucking menu, go into my party settings, and fucking select each individual fuck face that I wanted back into my fucking party because, you know, it would take me the entire time to fucking kill that entire group. Because they would get rid of all but one guy, and
Yeah.
he would just have to face him alone because it doesn't switch him out until like everybody's dead. But they're not killing him; they're just knocking him out of the fight.
And another problem is that wasn't the only monster. There would be other monsters in the group.
Yeah, there'd be other monsters, or
I-
there'd be 3 of those fucks.
Yep.
I just got lucky.
Yeah, you
I
did.
didn't get any.
I had
problems
only
like that.
one battle where I ran into them, and they didn't knock a single guy out, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
But it was because I one-shot him each time.
That's good.
I was like,
They're
oh,
annoying.
All right.
fucking
Well,
hate those guys.
how about the iPod?
Oh yeah.
fucking?
iPod. That's a classic.
And then
The
the one
Apple.
that I thought was the most awesome was Lucifer with the actual devil horns.
I wanted to recruit that guy so badly.
The
I couldn't,
satanic
though.
demon like devil moose or whatever it was.
Yes.
Yeah, Lucifer. Yeah.
That
Wasn't there
great.
like a red one and a blue one near the end?
I don't
Was it a
recall.
reskin?
It could have been a reskin. I don't recall. So
I think that was a different enemy.
Whichever
I
that
remember
one.
there was a demon
Yeah, it
like
was the demon
yeah,
guy.
there's like a demon like enemy. Yeah, I know who you're
I
talking
wanted the
about.
demon guy.
Yeah, I
But
wanted
he's
him.
really rare.
I wanted him too, but he never came to me.
Yeah.
all
You can
right.
look up the odds for that on the chart.
We all know that we all beat the game, but did anybody do any post content?
Nope.
No, I wanted to, but then I didn't.
All right, so this is completely me.
I did
post-
actually go find some more knickknacks.
Okay, yes.
But other than that,
We're
I
going
didn't.
off the
I
knickknacks.
didn't care.
Throughout the game, many special items called knickknacks may be collected by the player. These items can be displayed in a special museum. NPCs will be attracted to the museum once it has exhibits. The museum curator sometimes offers gold in exchange for the special product exhibits. Some special products will be upgraded by certain plot events, like the one of the mirrors, I believe, or the picture. You end up going back into the castle and going to the other end. When you travel across the time dimensions and you go through the left side mirror, you can go to the right side and get something special. It's kind of like a small 5-minute side quest thing. There isn't much to it. It's only to get a knick-knack. These are completely optional, and they do not bring anything further into the story, kind of like the way that 4 does.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of random junk that you collect. Although some of the stuff that I figured would be knickknacks totally weren't. Like the one rock of Wheelbrook that you get, you don't do nothing with that thing.
No, and you have to keep it.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? This seems like a knickknack. And they're like, no, this isn't good enough to be a knickknack. But then, like, you collect part of like a tea set or whatever when you're a kid, and then like you collect the rest of it when you're an adult.
Later, yeah. I was wondering for a minute what I got to do with it.
And then I got that one. I was like, okay, that's a knickknack. And then,
yeah. So I did all of the knick-knacks.
Did you unlock the knick-knack place?
I don't think
The
so.
museum.
I didn't care.
There's like a little side quest you had to do, like finding the big mini medal.
Right, there's Minikin Dominion again.
Yeah.
And it is not really that big of a payoff this time through.
Yeah,
Because
there's nothing super awesome.
The difference with 5 and 4 with the mini medals is that it's not accumulative like it was in 4. So if you keep collecting in 4, 50 will get you an item, 55 will get you an item, 60 will get you an item.
Yeah.
You know,
in this, the amount that you collect is the amount that you collect, and then you go to him and you buy it. So if you're stupid enough to go buy something that's 30 and not get the tier that's 60, there's only like 60 medals in the entire goddamn game. So if you accidentally bought the 30, you wouldn't be able to get a liquid metal shield for 60 at the end. So that's a huge downfall. Thankfully, I kept it and got like all but, I don't know how many there was total, but I got like 90 mini medals and spent 60 to get the shield near the end of the game.
I didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't do too many of those. I think I only had like 48 or something like that at the end of the game.
Yeah.
One of the things that I was reading online about this game is that it's one of the first games to include the option to collect random stuff. Not like the mini medals that have been present in like at least the remakes of like 2 and 3 or whatever. But like the knickknacks themselves, like in-game items for you to just collect, like little in-game trophy type things, like something to like add gameplay to go find and collect. Like this is one of the first games to actually implement something like that, apparently.
Wow,
that's cool.
A lot of firsts.
That's good for completionists, but
yeah,
I didn't.
myself.
It's something that another thing that Dragon Quest started is collecting in-game items.
If they had trophies attached to it, then I would do it.
Well, you know, if 1, 2, and 3 are getting trophies through 11, maybe,
we can hope.
Maybe Dragon Quest 12 will have 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, that would
trophies.
be cool.
Oh, jeez.
Slowly, as the new games
Yeah, they
come
just
out,
slowly
And
like
we
get
have to
everything on the.
replay them again.
That would give it a lot of value, though.
They are.
Yeah,
It
just
would.
beyond like the new game itself. Like,
This-
you could go back and experience the series.
That would be fucking
Yeah.
sweet, and I honestly hope that would happen.
Yeah, I hope they keep doing that trend. I think it would make more people want to buy the games and experience the older ones.
Well, yeah, if
That
you're
would
getting,
make
like
Dragon
4
Quest
games-
13 like a god tier one, though. Fucking 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, here's 400 hours of gameplay.
Right.
For $60, that's a really good value.
It could be done at any time, so I wouldn't even call it post-game content, but did anybody even do the TNT board?
Nope.
No.
Okay, well, it's basically a board that you're going down. There's a beginning and an end, and you literally are rolling a dice to move across it.
They had that
And
in
if you
3 or 4.
Right. This is where it was first done. And if you reach in a certain amount of time, then you win a prize.
Yeah.
So that's what those were for. Did anybody fuck with the casino and the games in it?
I did.
I did a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I did the monster betting, and I always fucking lost.
Yeah, it's not easy to predict. I hate those.
It was
type of
fucking
games.
bullshit, too.
But I
Like, you
did
like the one monster that seems like way better, and then it gets fucked by a slime. Like I'm not even
There's
fucking
something
shitting.
about the.
I'm not
being
even
fucked by a
shitting you.
slime,
Like there
man.
was
Why
like
would you not take
there
that
was
omen?
there was a slime, and then there was like one of the ivory tusks.
Oh,
and then
Jesus Christ!
and then
yes.
and then I think it was like I can't remember what it was called. It's one of those it was one of the insect creatures. And like they were all fighting, and I was like, "Oh well, the ivory tusk," and then they all get fucked by the slime, and I was like, "What the fuck? What possible level is this slime that it just fucks these things?"
I know he hasn't even digivolved to a King Metal slime yet.
He's the Ash's Pikachu of slimes.
Yeah, it fucking must be level 81.
Randomness. So, all right. I did the slime race a couple times. I thought that was funny.
I didn't do that one.
I thought that was cool. So,
Did you do any?
No, none of the extra stuff is necessary.
it's
No,
not.
it's
I
not.
just did it for fun.
The
just
game's
so I
easy
could see
enough.
that
I just wanted to see what it'd give you, but the fucking coins are expensive as shit. One coin is like
yeah.
5 gold.
No.
Sick.
It is not. It is fucking 20.
Is
Just
it-
like
is
in
it
Dragon
20?
Quest 4. It is 20.
Oh well, yeah,
It is.
it's fucking bullshit.
And
So
then,
you
like,
lose
your
one
Lyris-
coin. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and when the tiers for the items are like, 6,000 and
Yeah.
50,000 for a sword.
And it's not like that much better than the other weapons that you get just throughout the game.
Right.
So it's not worth the
Except for
effort.
the liquid metal shield.
It's not
that's
that.
God.
It's not worth it though. Like all the time
not
that
the
you
amount of time,
invest,
no,
yeah.
but it's Zenithian. It's the higher tier above even Zenithian right there,
Yeah.
man. Is the liquid metal stuff.
It's not necessary, but it's a fun addition if you
Yep.
want to play it and maybe get some cool items.
So there are quite a few new features that have been done throughout the DS one first here, improving upon the SNES that I've looked up and found. It is possible to use the katanas in numbers.
Katakana.
Katakana, yeah.
It's a
In
type
numbers
of lettering.
to name characters earlier games had only allowed to use of Hikarangra. Maybe you know more.
Hiragana.
Thank you. There you go.
This is why Craig is here.
Right. Search, talk, and open commands can now be issued by a single button press, bypassing the menu. Combat screens now have background images. That's, thank God. It's a good improvement there. As in the first game, the images actually depend on the local terrain.
Yeah, which is sweet. And it also depended on what time of day it was,
Yeah.
which
So
I
th-
also
there's a
thought was
lot of
sweet.
Artwork to be had.
Didn't
during
you guys get
production.
that in the mobile versions of the older games though?
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
So
For the like background stuff, but there was
Yeah.
no like day and night cycle.
Yeah. That was 3, I think.
and
The only time I got it was in 4. The DS one.
a great improvement. The shop interface now shows what stat changes will occur
When a
as
weapon's
you're-
equipped, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And you can equip
Gone.
purchased items automatically. Yeah, which is nice.
That's good.
It's
like,
a
why the
fitting room.
Why the fuck wouldn't you want to equip the item you just spent good money on?
Doesn't it say that?
It
4.
says that every time,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember it being in 4. Be like, this is a good precious item. Do you wish to equip it? You just
Yeah.
paid money for
It's
it.
like, why would you not?
Yeah.
You just spent money
But it
on
happens every goddamn time too.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad they
uh,
fixed that.
there is now a separate defense stat determining character's base defense. In earlier games, the base defense was calculated from other statistics. Whatever those were, the world may never know. Boomerangs and whips for the first time can attack multiple enemies. And I whipped my way through this like a goddamn slave master.
In the very beginning, it was fucking necessary. Because, like,
Before
you
the
only...
monsters, yeah.
Before you could have anything, because, like, you would be attacked by multiple creatures, and it was only you. Like, it was literally only you, because, like, you didn't have Pancras, like, all the time. So you had to, like, equip yourself with either the boomerang or, like, the thorn whip or whatever it was in the very beginning. So you had to, like, constantly be using those two things in order to fight your way through a mass amount of creatures.
Right. Yeah, I never would unequip a whip from Hero.
Yeah, I would never use a sword at the beginning of this game unless you're a masochist.
Yeah. All right, pots, barrels, and similar objects can now be searched as often have useful items.
Yeah, I found a shitload of like seeds, which I always gave to my hero because fuck everyone else.
And the one additional thing that occurred that is post-game content that I completely forgot about up until now is that it is the same as Dragon Quest 3s and not 4s. You go to face off this godlike creature, and you get items based on each time you beat him within a certain amount of turns. So you get an item for beating him first, an item if you're able to do it in under 30, an item if you do it under 15. I did not do the 30 or the 15 turns because there's absolutely no fucking point. It's kind of like, here is the end of the game. You've done 100% of the game. Here's this beefed up badass sword, which will not be utilized. It reminds me of 12.
Can you only do that at the end of the game?
Yes. It only until after you beat the game does these bonus dungeons even unlock.
Ah.
Yeah.
What kind of a creature is it, though? Did you do the dungeon?
I trying to remember who it was. It was
Because in
what's the end guy in 4?
it was
Yeah, it's
Stark?
Sorrow or
Stark.
the
Sorrow, probably.
It's Sora. No, it's S Stark. Sorry, I apologize, guys.
it was the guy before S Stark?
Yeah, you face S Stark.
That's cool.
Kind of cool, but it really doesn't pay off. Like, so what I was saying with FF12, you do 100% of everything in FF12. Then you get the Worm Hero Blade. Now, that's a good callback because it's actually Erdrick's sword for Dragon Quest. It's pretty cool now that I think about it, but it serves no purpose now.
Yeah.
So it's not a big payoff.
Does he still have his cod piece?
Yes, he does.
The great codpiece.
He has to. It's part of his character.
Yep. So, there's also a PS2 enhanced remake of Dragon Quest V.
Japan only, probably.
Yep. It features 3D graphics that are similar to 7, but it utilizes the extra PS2's graphical capabilities. The heroes have to fight more monsters, so it's a lot more grindy than in the original, but the character limit has been increased from 3 to 4, just like the DS. So it seems like it got remade for the PS2, and then Nintendo said, hey, let's scale it down just a little bit because the DS can't do much.
It would be a lot. To scale down a PS2 to a DS level.
Right.
That's a lot.
And so let's kind of just like scale this down and then throw it out here like this. So it's a pseudo 3D view replacing the original bird's eye view. And from what I am seeing, and I'm not going to spoil my final ranking, but I have never ever bought an import before. But if I could mod my PS2, I'm going to go buy a copy, the PS2 version, and play this thing again in my spare time.
They're all over eBay.
I will emphasize this fact into the music too, because I'd listened to the PS2 version of the soundtrack outside of this.
Yeah.
And yes,
way
even
better.
that's better.
Yeah.
I will buy an import for this game and play the PS2 version.
Wow.
It looks great.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I haven't actually seen like images from the PS2 one, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see it.
It's definitely, yeah. So, do we want to get into the design?
Enemies or
The design, well, I guess. Design is the same as it has been.
Bingo.
It's Akira
Nothing
Toriyama.
changed.
More creatures, more designs. They have movements now. like they had
When
in
they attack,
4.
there's an animation.
There's more animation. Day-night cycle, so you can see like the background stuff.
Classic reskins.
Yeah, classic reskins. You know,
I really don't mind it in this game though. There's so many enemies.
Yeah, there's so many enemies and it's like a monster recruitment system, so they like had a lot more.
Yeah.
So it's you didn't really like feel like it was that big of a deal, like it was in the past games.
Yeah, especially 2.
Yeah, especially 2 where there was nothing but reskins.
I really don't like that game.
No, none of us do.
You guys played it on mobile at least, though.
Yeah,
Right.
that was a bit of a bonus for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just nothing really has changed. They have more animations for like using the weapons as items.
Right.
You know, certain spells happen when you do that.
I noticed that depending on the type of attack, the animation will change specifically even for the characters that are on screen. So there's different type of animation on whether it was a critical hit or if it was a type of spell or if it was just a normal hit. There's a lot more fluid animation going on with the sprite work.
Yeah, that's a nice detail, I guess. Subtle detail.
Yeah.
It seemed just a lot more animated than 4's.
Yeah.
From what I was saying.
It kind of does seem that way, yeah.
Yeah, almost everything in this game is a step up over 4.
In some ways.
In most ways. In almost every way.
So yeah, not much change in the design. No, I don't think there will be much change until maybe 7, maybe 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll depend on
Because 7, as far as I know, looks kind of like what the DS ones do anyway.
Well, there's the 3DS version. So
Well, there's the 3DS version.
that'll be a
like-
difference.
Yeah,
That's the version I'm going to play.
Oh
for
yeah,
7.
for 7, me too.
as well. I bought a 3DS for this podcast. And
Yeah,
I will see
you're not
through it.
gonna get the
PlayStation 4.
PS1 copy of 7.
Isn't it like
Rather not.
ridiculously expensive?
Not that I'm
I
aware
think
of.
I saw it on Amazon for like 50. So yeah, it would be
It's expensive
pricey,
for-
but
It's not
not
that bad. It's
not up in the Valkyrie profile levels. Yeah,
or Lunar 2 completed.
or like some of the Star Ocean, like their first Star Ocean games. I've
Symphony
seen.
of the Night is getting up there.
Symphony of the for the fucking the Black Label.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
ridiculous.
It's not right.
It's like $90 now.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
It's like 50 for the
Just
fucking
by
greatest
the
hits.
Yeah.
Chronicles, the Dracula X Chronicles on PSP. Great fucking port. Great fucking port. Not a single problem with it. It comes in it. But
Yeah.
But you'd have to have a PSP for that.
PSP is a great console.
It is.
Yeah.
But not many people have it.
Their loss. All right. Music and sound,
Not
gentlemen.
really.
How
I
does this
enjoyed
thing sound?
I enjoyed the soundtrack for this one. The sound is basically as it has been for other games, you know, the consistent Dragon Quest type theme.
Whimsical.
Yeah, it's whimsical. And then, you know, you got the sounds for like the creatures, like it has like certain attacks of their own, like sound effects attached to them, like flames and physical attacks and whips and boomerangs all have, you know, their own little thwack sound. So, you know, I enjoyed it.
Did anything stand out to you, though, as far as the soundtrack goes?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, the main battle theme.
Yeah.
It's the best piece in the game.
Well,
which
it's
is
the one you hear the most, so it's
right. So it
probably a
doesn't
good
grow
thing.
tiresome. The main overworld theme I like. Yeah, the ones in the ancient town and Nadria. I really like the one in Nadria.
I can't actually remember any of the sound from the game.
I've listened to the soundtrack
went back?
outside of the thing.
Okay.
So that's how I was able to pick out those specific pieces of music. But
Yeah.
they are really, really on the downside compared to the PS2 version and me listening to the symphonies.
Yeah. The symphony
So-
versions are way better.
Yeah. And so I would not say that I'm overtly impressed with the soundtrack or the sound
I agree.
because it's not blowing me away. It's still the DS that this is coming out of. So it's nothing jarring that I hate.
Yeah.
but I'm not going to give it praise
It's solid.
because if I hear it come from like any other console minus Game Boy or something,
Yeah.
I could tell that there's serious sounds that this thing is making that I'm not too happy with. So
you listened to it on the PS2, right? Or like that soundtrack. What did that sound
Yep.
like?
beautiful, clear, more instrumentation. I can actually hear other instruments being played for the
Yeah.
music. So this is just kind of like a blaring out of the speaker, monotone, not monochrome.
Yeah. It was,
So
it was-
I won't fault it that much. I just
It did have more of the doots.
I think it's-
like
Yeah.
the Game Boy stuff would have, and like the Super Nintendo. I don't
Yeah.
think they really tried to change it that much for the DS.
I don't think so.
I think they like kind of stuck with it because the DS is
Yeah.
capable of doing like better sound. I think they went
Yeah.
with that on purpose.
Elite
True.
Beat Agents
It
is pretty
just-
good.
Yeah.
so I
It's all
want
sound.
A+ the sound design in this game.
It's
It-
solid.
I think
It's
they
fine.
can-
Yeah. I
It's
would agree.
passable.
I usually turn on the sound when I go to different areas, but
And then turn it
I
right
turn
back
it
off.
yeah, nothing that impressive really.
Yeah, it's nothing you want there's nothing you really want to have stuck playing, you know.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's horrid, but there's also nothing that I felt was like
Thank God.
amazing
It's
outside
fine.
of like
6 games in and nothing has stood out that has made me want to
yeah, not even in 2. 2 had decent music as well.
Yeah.
Right.
It was simple, but it got the job done.
Yeah.
Even though I turned off the volume.
I didn't want to hear nothing.
Yep.
I listen to the new areas and that's it.
Well, that's
If
good.
something sticks, then I'll keep
at
the
least
music.
at least you gave like every area its own listen instead of just like
Yeah.
having it off the entire time, so you have like nothing to say.
I
about
gave it a
music.
chance.
It's good.
I wasn't blown away, but
Yeah, I
was
think. What else we got? I think that's everything, right?
We have now time for the questions and audience participation here.
did we cover the
We have
reception?
questions.
I think, well, we
The-
can go through reception right now if
critically.
you want.
Yeah. So in 2006, the Japanese magazine Famitsu,
Boo.
yeah, don't really care for it, had readers vote for the top
40
100
out of 40.
games of all time, and Dragon Quest V came in at 11th place. Would you guys put this game in 11th place out of all of the games that came out to 2006?
It's really hard for me to rank anything like in the scope of all games.
Right.
So I'd really have to think.
2006 is the
like-
cutoff.
Like really have to think.
Yeah.
Even 11th? Fuck no.
Not 11th.
Oh, hell
Maybe
to
top
the no.
100, but 11th. It also depends on like what it's based on. Was it based on influence, or
I
just
don't
like
believe so.
what
I
people
think they
like?
just rank on by
They
the
they
games.
always include some random thing for like why they place it so
Okay.
high.
Yeah,
Like I think I said on Nude Clan that somebody like always put Legend of Zelda up there at the top because of its influence.
yeah, you
and
got
stuff.
called out on
And
that.
then everybody like bitched at me, and I'm like,
And
no,
I-
that
There was a
happened
magazine that
when,
said that.
when
There was quite a
there
few,
was
and
not
I-
just a magazine.
Yeah.
There were websites, and when the last time I looked at this, which was years ago, that was the truth. Okay, so it doesn't matter that now it may be wrong. I was right then.
Okay.
So technically, I'm still right.
I'm not arguing with you. I've seen
use
lists with
those
it
deep
there.
polls,
Yeah.
and I believe I threw them right there into
Yeah.
the discussion
Yeah,
on Twitter
you
and
threw-
put people in
you,
their place
you backed me up.
because it kept happening, and I had Game Informer throughout all of my teenage years.
Yeah,
Definitely Game Informer, and it was always fucking praise to the goddamn sun in there.
was
And I
like,
knew people do it in there. A la they throw it up in there. Maybe not necessarily number one all the time, but they put it at like a
it's
top 5.
extremely high, and they
Yeah.
always cite it's like
And
like,
I never
influence.
see anybody cite Zelda's influence is always much higher than Dragon Quest ever was for Dragon Quest 1.
It's
And
fucking
now in
bullshit.
hindsight, that is insane.
Yeah,
I find
it
that
is.
utterly
Dragon
insane.
Quest is literally the birth giver of all modern RPGs.
It is.
Like
So,
seriously,
I think it's up there on the level of The Legend of Zelda. Not necessarily surpassing it.
I think it does.
I think it's the same.
I think it's even if it's a smidge, it does it better.
Not only
Okay.
does it do it better in story, I'd say in gameplay as well.
Hold on.
Because
I don't agree with
I
that.
think
I do. Legend of Zelda, the
because
first one's
it's the
terrible.
RP
I hate
It's
it.
not that
It's
great,
not
but
that
it's better
terrible.
than 1. And also they're different genres.
It's
too.
better than Dragon Quest 1? No.
think so.
Dragon Quest 1.
I think so.
I can point to one instance.
I think it's
that
because you played the NES version. I think maybe.
Well,
Right,
then you
so
guys are
that's-
missing the perspective.
Right. He's
But there's
gotta-
been like remasters of 1 though, of Legend of Zelda,
Yeah, but I'm
that have
comparing
made
the
certain
NES,
things smoother and better.
NES Zelda to NES Dragon Quest. Zelda is better.
I don't know if I still.
It's
I
fine.
will
We can
counter-
disagree.
okay.
It's fine.
A good counter argument to that would be the dying sound is the definition of nails on a chalkboard that I'd rather blow my fucking brains out with.
In Zelda?
Don't die
Zelda
then.
with half a
Mm.
heart. Hey, I am one of the better Zelda players,
Oh,
unlike
yeah, the one
anybody
that's
else in
like,
New
whan
Clan.
it, whan
Me
it,
and you
whan
can
it.
speed that run that game and kick ass. All right,
Yeah,
it's still
probably.
annoying as shit.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
dark nuts are really annoying.
that is truth.
Blue, yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
I think
So,
it's better
but
though.
the reason why they gave it such a high ranking is because they like the way the story is divided by different periods of time,
Yeah.
and as that is something that has not appeared in many video games.
That is truth.
It has also been acknowledged that it is Yuji Horii favorite in the series.
Yeah, I could
Why
probably
should
see
that
that.
have any effect on like how high it's ranked though?
I don't think it does. I think
Yeah, it
that's just a
shouldn't.
side.
He's a little biased, I would say.
Yuji Horii?
yeah.
Well, I mean, he made the fucking the
Exactly.
series.
I think he's got a right to an opinion on this.
Yeah, it's like
like-
the Gooch.
Yeah, but
has
why
his-
should it hold like any higher regard? Like compared
It
to the
doesn't.
fans?
It doesn't. They just
Oh, no,
yeah.
no.
It's just
this-
thrown in there though.
Famitsu was because of the whole time thing. This was a side praise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with Famitsu.
Okay. I was gonna be like,
Okay,
that's
so
why
you-
it's
so
11.
you got questions then.
Yep, I asked them throughout our Facebook, our Twitter, and our webpage through Geekdom Entertainment. And the
Okay.
awesome first part here for our Geekdom Entertainment, it comes from the world's greatest contributor to all of these podcasts, Shinru, because he's awesome.
Oh, he had a list.
And
I saw that
he
on there.
asks us, first question is, do you agree this is the best Dragon Quest game? And that goes into our ranking, and we will wait.
I'll spoiler it. Yes.
No, let's do it. Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Final.
Now's the
for
time.
this. All right, yeah.
It's the best Dragon Quest game so far.
It's the best Dragon Quest game easily.
Yeah.
It blows the other ones away.
I love 4 and I love 1, but holy shit, 5.
This is a different
like,
level.
Yeah,
It is.
it rises above in a way that's
Even though we probably have been doing a
insane.
lot of complaining, 5 is way better than 4.
They were very minor complaints though.
yeah,
Right. We
Yeah.
just know how to go on tangents.
Yeah, I know how to make things sound a lot worse than they really
Yeah.
are.
I think our praise outweighed the drawbacks,
negative,
the
yeah.
negatives,
Yeah.
the cons.
Yep. All right. So everybody's rankings are
They're
going
still
to
the
be
same.
5, 4, 3,
1, 2.
builders.
Well,
1, 2.
yeah. Builders. Well, did I put builders above 1?
I think I would change that up now.
Okay. Well,
5, 4, 3, 1, builders, 2.
Yeah, I would agree.
Are you
I
gonna
mean-
keep yours the same?
no. I'll say that 1 is better than builders.
So did I.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're all on.
Yeah, we're all on the
agreement
same
with
page.
Fucking 1 is great though.
It is.
It's so great.
I had a lot of complaints about 1 when we first played it, but it started to grow on me a
that.
lot.
Lasting
You should
appeal.
replay it
On mobile,
when,
yeah.
You know what? Not on mobile. If it's
It's part of that.
it's the mobile remake on 11,
11.
you should play it on that.
Well, I would play that regardless.
Well, yeah, regardless, but like that's the
It's got
experience.
trophies, and I'm gonna play it.
I mean, like I'm just saying that you shouldn't
Does that
double
apply
up
to
on it.
anything? Don't you have
Not
that?
anything.
Yeah, Dylan has
It's
this
a series
uh,
I'm interested in, though.
Dylan has this set up with his gaming collection. All right, a little bit of inside info here. You want to tell us about it?
With the Metacritic stuff.
Yes.
So most of my games that I purchase are based on like critic reviews, mostly on Metacritic. So a lot of my games that I buy that I feel like are worth the investment are scores over 80.
Yeah. And he won't touch anything.
And I do
under
budge
80.
on that sometimes.
Okay.
It's not like a
only
hard
only
rule.
if it's like slightly below.
Yeah,
And,
I'm not
and
gonna
if other
buy,
people
like-
really recommend it.
There's a
Right.
few games that have mixed reviews that I played.
Like what?
Ukulele.
Oh,
But
well,
I backed
yeah,
that one.
That one, yeah, that one was one I could see you playing just because
Yeah,
of how much you love
everybody wanted
Banjo-Kazooie.
that to be successful.
Yeah,
I haven't
I'm sad
played
about
it.
that. It was good. It was fun, but it could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But that's a different topic.
We get asked, isn't the music great? Nah.
Well,
I think
mean,
I have more problem with sound design than
I
I
mean,
do music.
It's good.
with the music, it's yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But like, if you listen to it like in the symphony stuff, like I imagine
unfair.
it's fucking it's
Yeah.
like fucking sweet. Like that's
It's way
like,
different.
like high level. But like it kind of unfortunately is no different to me than any of the other games' music. So
I feel like it's just a hardware thing.
yeah. It could.
It's got the
is-
potential.
Yeah, it's a hardware thing because they were trying to keep it in line. I'm pretty sure with like the SNES and stuff, especially
Yeah.
where Jake listened to the PS2 one and it was more symphonic. So I would say
More dynamic ranges
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
instruments.
So yeah,
They have
I
more
mean, if
space
we-
to work with too.
if
so
we had played the
it's definitely a
PS2
factor.
version and had like the benefit of listening to like the full symphonic sound, then
Yeah.
maybe we would be like, oh well, fuck yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's unfair though with the hardware constraints.
The favorite characters in the game.
Deborah.
I liked Saber and I liked the children.
Yeah, children are okay.
Yeah.
But Deborah is the best.
Saber for me.
Deborah,
That's why I wish like they fleshed him out a bit more and made him more important, like after the childhood stuff.
Right.
And I like Pancras too.
I would.
I wish
say
there would have been
yeah,
more of him.
Pancras is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I do like
Okay.
him.
I
And
will.
Sancho is pretty cool too.
Yeah, and you can use him in your party. He's just not that useful.
Yeah.
5 is the better game, and I did rank it higher. But I'm sorry. These characters, overall, don't touch 4s. So I would have to, by default, say Pancras, but there's nothing on the level of Ragnar. There's nothing at the level of Alina. There's nothing at the level of Tornico here, or even Healy. I said it.
Well,
I said it.
There's more
Um,
characters, but I think they're more fleshed out in 5.
But
The main characters.
I
And I didn't really do much with Ragnar.
You know,
I think he's cool, but I didn't really use him.
in a way, I think you're right, Jake. But at the same time, it's like the main characters that you're supposed to focus on, they have enough fleshed out that it's except for maybe Nera. Like I would say, everybody is pretty solid. But in 4, like they really went for certain characters to have like their own unique personalities.
right.
Unlike the one like old wizard man with Elena
Boria.
and Kirill, he
Kirill.
didn't really have that much of a personality either.
He's got a
Right.
big
So we could
following,
throw
though.
those two out.
He does, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It is so weird to me. Like I freaking
Yeah.
saw Dragon Quest Heroes 2. He's like on the fucking cover, and I'm like, "Where's
Yeah.
Ragnar McRyan?
Exactly.
Where? I don't think he's even in the first game. Where's
Maybe somebody
Ragnar
can explain
fucking
that.
McRyan?
Maybe he's in like another Dragon Quest game where he's cool in that, but like I never even used him in 4.
I did.
I mean, I could see like people liking the design for him because he does look pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool, but like I don't know, fucking Ragnar McRyan is way fucking cooler.
Yeah.
So if it comes to characters, I'm picking 4 out of 5, but 4 over 5.
I don't know, man. I
don't
could
think so.
see with like the hero not really having personality and like a lot of the characters being the monsters. But like I think the children were okay for like
But they're
when they
not
were
that-
introduced and like what they are. Pancras was pretty sweet. Deborah has like a lot of character development and a lot of
Okay.
personality like
Yeah.
immediately. Like it's
I would have to play that part again for me to.
yeah,
I will
you should
take
play
it.
Deborah like because
Okay.
it's fucking sweet. I really like Deborah. Deborah is probably my favorite character.
Okay.
To be honest.
I feel like there's more throwaway characters in 4 than there is
There's-
5.
Okay, so then we gotta
Because
have a,
four has more characters, so
Yeah.
I think that's that. Yeah, you're right.
And you definitely
Because like
pick
it feels,
your favorites in 4.
it feels
Right.
yeah, it certainly feels that way. Because like any game that has like a large cast of characters, like I bitch about 6 about this, is because
Yeah.
like it has 12
well, you're gonna be
characters.
bitching more in a minute.
For
here.
three parties worth of characters, and really like I personally only like 4 of them. So
That's
I
fair.
mean that's
I like
point.
more.
that's
So it's
kind
a-
of what it is. So I mean
The argument
maybe 5.
basically comes down to, and Caleb Schweiss have had this argument before, is the better characters get weighed down by the lesser characters in the story
Yeah.
versus just an average. So do you go the best of Game of Thrones with a shitty season 5 and say that that's better than a solid The Wire for 5 seasons?
I've
Well,
never
I
seen
haven't
The Wire.
Yeah, I
so
haven't seen The
See,
Wire, so
goddamn
I can't.
come up with
So
like
so
something
do you
similar.
go yeah, do you have the better and then a lesser, like you get a whole bunch of 10s for women and then you get an occasional 5? Is that better in the long run than just scoring a whole bunch of 7s?
I think if the average is higher, then it
I'm
would be
sorry.
better.
But the average is the same.
This just went insanely sexist. Holy fuck, dude! Did you not
What?
hear the question?
What?
You said like if you like bang a bunch of 10 or like you bang 110 or like a bunch of 5s or you average out like a bunch of 7s.
Yeah.
That was
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Let's use a different analogy.
Yeah, different analogy, but I get
God
what you're
forbid
saying.
You guys have not seen the fucking Wire.
I get what you're saying, but I think that because 5 is a smaller cast, they can focus more on individual characters when they write them, whereas characters
So the
like
fleshed
when
out
they,
character of the
like,
mother.
Because like if you watch Ocean's 11 and 12
Mhm.
and 13 or whatever, you only really get to focus on a couple of characters.
And that's
and
why
then the
12
other
and 13
characters-
are not
But
good.
they're all big name people, so you enjoy watching it. But
Yeah.
it's not, there's not a lot for any characters outside of like a handful.
Yep, because Casey
Yeah,
Affleck
there's-
really mattered in the story. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with Don Cheadle.
The better
That's so-
characters will rise to the
Yeah,
top.
the better
too, and outshine
characters.
the other characters.
Yeah, that's kind of how it will be. Yeah.
which
Right.
sucks because good characters will fall to the side too. Like in 4, like Kirill, I didn't even use him,
Right.
but there's a big following. I just don't like that kind of character style.
There's
Okay.
just too many characters to use, so you always just end up using your favorites.
Okay, so
It
you
just
just like
comes down to
fucking think
preference.
that's
Pokemon comes to mind as an example. There's like fucking 820 something Pokemon. You're
Yeah.
only gonna use 6. You might as well as use your favorite 6.
And then there's always going to be the dragon that gets thrown in there that
Yep,
everybody
the-
loves.
There's only six Dragonites in your party, and
For Caleb,
yep, 1 male and
Gotta
5
have the starter,
females.
too. The harem.
Yeah, the dragon harem.
All
He
right.
deserves it.
Is the story being more emotional than other Dragon Quest games the reason why people have more of a connection with it, and the reason why it ends up on the best of lists?
I think it's a lot to do with the gameplay. But yeah, the emotional.
I would
aspects of
say
the story.
the entire experience is why people would have
Yeah.
a connection to this one. Because
There's
like,
lots of reasons.
Both the story and
the
the
story
monster.
is a landmark in gaming. So like that by itself is a pull for people.
Well, you can argue that the
fact
gameplay
that
is also that.
the gameplay, exactly, because it's one of the first monster capturing systems.
Yep.
Games like fucking Pokemon came out because of this game, essentially.
Yep.
which has sadly
To
surpassed
catch them
Yeah,
as my test,
and
to train them as my cause.
yeah,
Dragon Quest.
exactly. And as I found out, it apparently is also one of the games that has started the collector's like fantasy, where you like go find a bunch of shit in the game
Yep.
just to have like that like in-game satisfaction of like having the knickknacks all
Which don't-
displayed.
Give like any sense of lore, but they're there.
Yeah, there's no lore, but you know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
You collect them.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate like how underrated the series is because this game is really worth the recognition because
Yeah.
of what it's done for gaming.
Yeah,
Not just in
it's-
story,
this
but
one,
gameplay.
this one by
It's
itself,
very
like I feel like any Dragon Quest, maybe aside from 2, like it adds something to gaming. Like it adds something. Like it was the first to do something, and then people were like, "Oh fuck."
I feel like this
Let's
game
copy
in
that.
the
Yeah.
context of Dragon Quest is what 6 did for Final Fantasy. I think it's to that level. I wouldn't say it's as good as Final Fantasy 6, but like the influence it's had is like on that level.
I will say I like it better than Final Fantasy 6.
Oh God, I
Well,
believe that's one of the
so-
things later on.
You would be
so
wrong,
here we
but-
go.
I'm not wrong.
All right.
So there's
we'll,
that.
We'll have that debate when
Yeah,
the
it's
time
the-
comes.
There's no need to debate. I'm right.
We'll see.
All right. So, do you understand why many lists usually put Dragon Quest 3, 5, 8, 9, and now 11 as the best 5 games in the series?
Wait, what?
Do you understand why many lists usually put 3, 5, 8, 9, and now 11 as the best 5 games in the series?
We can only answer
Yeah,
part of that
it's
because
to
we
an
haven't played
extent.
some of them. But yeah, I can kind of see it. Dragon Quest 11, I've already heard insanely good things about, which is I'm excited for. It looks fucking awesome, so I'm excited for that as well. But yeah, like playing 3 was really awesome with like the stuff that it did. 4 was awesome. 5 is awesome. 1 is awesome.
I get a test at 3, 5, and 8 myself.
They all bring
They-
something
oh,
good
there.
to
8's
gaming.
Yeah, 8 is also fucking great. Like fucking shit, man. I can't wait to get to that one.
Yes.
Yes, that's a big one. I've never played it, so I'm excited to get into that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we understand to an extent, but like we don't have the full knowledge that's necessary to answer that question.
Yeah.
Yep. As time may go on. Abrac, one of our awesome Patreon donors.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
like Abrac.
Yes. Give us as much shit as you can. We
Yeah,
enjoy
you
it.
should.
I just wanted to show some DQ5 love. Starting out as a kid, slowly growing up throughout the game, and ending with your own children in your party is really awesome, and I wish some more RPGs did this.
Not just
I
RPGs.
agree.
I wish more games would do it.
Since Dragon Quest V is considered the best game from the SNES era of the series, how do you think it compares to the best Final Fantasy SNES
no.
game, Final Fantasy VI?
Well, I think 6 is better. We're not really going to get too in depth with that. Not yet. I think 6 is better though.
Yes, 6 is better, and 6 is the second greatest RPG of all fucking time.
I
I agree.
disagree with everything both of you just said.
You played Chrono Trigger?
That's why that is number one.
I haven't played Chrono Trigger, no.
Well, there's your problem.
But I do think that Dragon Quest V is better than Final Fantasy VI.
Okay.
It actually has a story. One that
6 has an excellent story.
no, it has no story.
It does have a story.
One that I actually cared about. It had characters that I actually cared about. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Like there's like even some of the villains that were in the game, like outside of the Nismo being kind of a disappointment. Like they were pretty sweet. Like the fucking weird horse dude with pecs.
Yeah. He was cool.
And Laja being like a looming bad guy was pretty cool.
I wish he would
like-
have shown up in like random spots though. Just to
Laja?
surprise you.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. He's like, oh, fuck, you're still
he shows
alive?
up in really predictable areas.
Yeah, he does.
But I think Kefka is way better than any villain that's in 5.
Oh, you just hurt my fucking
way
soul.
better.
Completely way goddamn better.
Oh, God, you're so
Caleb-
wrong.
Caleb
oh, I
hates
can't.
Kefka.
In
I
my
can't.
boots.
I can't believe how wrong you two are about that. Oh my
You are
God.
insane.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's not go into
I
it.
want you to know right now how much of a fucking ripoff that Kefka is of the Joker and how terrible he is. Okay? Because I'll fucking
He's
tell
a
you that
variation.
they have admitted that his design was based off of the Joker. And you know what? The Joker's
Which is fine.
the first thing that the Joker tried to do,
Yeah.
guess what it was? Fucking poison the Gotham Reservoir. You know what fucking Kefka does
see
when
what
his
the problem
first
is.
evil act? He poisons a small town.
I don't
So,
see what the problem
Greg,
is.
The problem-
no idea is original
The
anymore.
problem
It's
is
one
that
you guys
Kefka.
put in it.
No, the problem is that Kefka literally has no personality. He does something evil, he laughs about it, and then he continues on, and he's like, "Oh, all I want is power.
Well,
All I want is power."
the problem
and then,
is that-
and then they give him a backstory in some fuck off book, and then they act like that was all in the game. They act like, oh, well, he's a tortured soul, and he's like that way because he hates humanity. No, there is no evidence of anything for Kefka whatsoever. He's a blank bad guy.
There's
a
the
bad
fact that
guy.
he destroys everything.
one
That
of
is a minor fucking thing. You know how many
It's the
bad guys
game-altering
You know
thing.
how many fucking bad guys get away with what they actually want? A lot more than
Not
you
very
think.
many.
There's more. There's
In
more.
gaming?
The history of
like
RPGs.
fucking like in 12. 12's bad guy. He
I've never
gets away
played-
with it.
I haven't played 12.
Is Vane the bad guy?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he is. It's the fucking dude that he
No,
fuses with.
it's-
It's a
The
question.
So
dude-
Vatra, yes.
Vatra fuses with him. They become one fucking person.
Right. But Vane's intentions are never evil.
Yeah, I know. That's why he's a good bad guy.
Right.
That's
right.
exactly
So-
why he's a good
so-
bad guy.
Okay, so
Kefka's
he's a good.
reason he's a bad guy is because he's shallow. He's shallow as fuck. And the reason that's bad is because of how great some of the characters in 6 are. It's a bad counterbalance. You can't have a great cast of characters and then have a really shitty bad guy and be like, oh, well, you know what? Because he destroys the world, he's a great bad guy. And that's the exact reason that Joe gave that he's a good bad guy.
That's where we disagree, is that Kefka is a bad villain. I think
Okay.
he's a great villain, and the fact that he's inspired by the Joker speaks volumes of the Joker as a bad guy.
Well, yeah,
he's
the
one of the
Joker's
greatest
a fucking
bad guys
great
of all
bad
time.
guy. But the reason the Joker is a great bad guy is because you don't know his intentions. You don't know what he wants. He's a mystery of everything. He's an agent of chaos. You know what Kefka wants? He wants to be stronger. That is his intended purpose. That's all he wants. He telegraphs that, and he says it in
It's
the
a-
game
it's a motivation
multiple
that-
times, and he becomes a literal god tower of
Yeah.
angels and demons, and it's symbolic and it's stupid.
It's a motivation that's not just based in video games, it's based
It's-
in humanity. Seeking power and influence is
But
a
it's
human
such
drive.
it's an empty bad guy desire though, because it could literally if he said nothing about wanting power, if he just was like, you'll never find out, then maybe I would like him more. But you know what? He doesn't. He tells you all he wants is power, and that is, it's such a simple move that I don't
think it
I
is.
don't care
Okay.
for at all.
I think it's
I-
more complex than that.
I will say it like this the proper way. No, he is not the greatest FF villain.
No.
Nor is he the greatest RPG villain of all time. No.
yeah, that's fair.
He is on maybe a middle tier, even with your arguments. I would say, the Sephiroths and even Arden and people like that, and even, what's his name? 13-2. I can't recall with that.
Caius.
But Caius is up there. He is really great. But I will counteract because you said Dragon Quest V over FF6. So I will hit you with these things. Memorable soundtrack. Are we really going to compare 5 to 6?
It's a soundtrack that's
Sprite
No.
work. Are we going to even compare the two? Cast of characters when we are mentioning Celeste, Terra, or Locke.
fucking.
Well, Caleb doesn't
or
like the
Sa-
characters that
Sabin.
much.
Those are literally okay. The only characters in 6 that are even worth a fucking damn are Cyan, Terra, and Locke, and fucking
And blows
and
5's
Celis.
cast
Celis.
of characters
That's
out of
it.
the bar. Yep,
those
and
are the
it's better than
only.
5's.
Those are the only 4.
Sabin and Edgar aren't worth anything?
No, dude. Fucking Sabin is a fucking musclehead, and Edgar is just a womanizing fuck who is literally nothing.
there's
He's
no,
literally
that's under that.
Setzer.
he's a
Get him
nothing.
right.
No, so is Edgar. Edgar is too.
Okay. So,
He flirts with literally every woman.
and you're going to
Setzer does it
compare
too.
that cast of characters to the hero and his kids and Pinkgrass.
It doesn't need to be that way because 5 is more simple. It doesn't need. Nothing ever needs to be so cut and dry. Of it's It's good and
Design,
bad
sprite work.
because of how in depth it is, and the sprite work doesn't matter either.
Gameplay.
Because Dragon Quest V was before it,
How
like
about
way
the
before
Espers versus?
And
Monsters.
they don't have the fucking summons. And you know what? It was a gameplay. It's a Dragon Quest changed gameplay for games in general.
But
whereas
Six
Final Fantasy
perfected
VI, Final Fantasy VI has a thing where you can literally kill anything and any boss with its
That
glitch.
you're talking about.
That
one
is a
oversight.
game-breaking glitch.
4
It's
does not
break-
have a game-breaking glitch in a DS version.
It does.
what, Dragon Quest 4?
Yes.
With
For
Toriko?
it's not game-breaking.
It's game
It
altering.
makes it makes the grind a little easier, but it's not completely game
Not a
breaking
little
where you can
easier.
shatter every single boss in an instant. Are you shitting me? I went
there's
through
one
the
boss that you can.
okay.
Joe went through the entirety of Final Fantasy VI doing nothing but Vanish Doom.
Well, that's
that means
Joe Core.
That's
That
it's
has
Joe
nothing to do
Core.
with the game
It
itself.
wrecks the
Just
game
because you're using-
because all you do is then just watch the story, which
Well-
is nothing.
Just because it's there doesn't mean you should use it.
That doesn't mean anything.
But it's also
Because-
an option that you have for gameplay.
So
There's
you're
many
gonna
ways
knock
to
down
play it.
Dragon Quest 1 because somebody can walk through the entire night, the entire cave without the light spell and just beat the game in 20 minutes? Is that a huge oversight? Okay, and Dragon Quest 1 is lower than Final Fantasy 6 then.
Well, obviously, Dragon
Okay.
Quest 1 is also on the NES.
If we're looking at it like game to game, 6 is better.
I don't think it is.
It has more pros than it does Dragon Quest 5.
I don't think so.
I
Not to
think-
me.
I think it perfects what Dragon Quest 5 set out to do.
I
the gameplay
I think
is
they're-
better.
Don't think
Gameplay
so
is better,
At all.
but
Sound
I
is
think they're
better.
doing their own things.
Design
I won't
is
agree
better.
and say that Final Fantasy perfected it because they're doing their own system. At this point, they're doing ATB at this
Yeah.
point, as opposed to turn-based. So it's not the same systems, but 6 is the better
the same
game.
genre.
I do like what 5 is doing with Dragon Quest. With it keeps itself simple. FF evolves, but to compare the two games, it's FF6.
So
I don't
let's
think
say
so.
that story is better. What else is better?
I enjoy
sound.
the gameplay.
Not gameplay.
It is the gameplay. The gameplay,
Replayability. Nope.
yeah, replayability as well. I have no desire to play Final Fantasy VI again. Whereas Dragon Quest V, I could. Because there are multiple
I would
paths that I
play-
could choose in, like, say, the wife, or actually going and doing side stuff like the bonus dungeons, or even the getting all
You're
the
not
knickknacks.
referring
That
to
exists in
Mog and
6
Gao?
too. Yeah.
What?
Gao.
No, I'm talking about Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest V.
Right.
There's
there are
extra
side
characters.
I was
stuff
not-
you do in 6.
Yeah, there's extra
Yeah,
characters even.
which you have to get.
No, you don't.
you don't.
You
do not
literally
need Gao.
all of the story for for Final Fantasy VI is in the characters. That is the story, because there's no story to Final Fantasy VI outside of some group of people are going to fight some bad guy who wants power. That is literally
Well,
the story,
not
and that's not
referring to
even
the
that's not
Espers.
even boiled down to simplicity. That is the actual
My point is
story.
What
this,
does that
though.
have to do with the optional content you just brought up?
Yeah. Here's my point though.
It's
If we give you story, it doesn't have anything else over 6. And that comes down to
It
personal
doesn't matter.
preference.
The RPGs are entirely about the story. It's the way that they tell the story. If the story is terrible, but the gameplay is okay,
Yeah, we're-
then you're not going to play that game again or even really want
We're
to get through it.
compromising with you. We both like the story more than 5. But if we give you the story, what
Name
is
something
better?
else.
I enjoy the gameplay more. I will be honest and say that, because
disagree.
I like the gameplay in 6. I really do.
That's fine.
But
There's a
Dragon
lot
Quest
more
V
depth.
has like the Pokemon element where you can gather the creatures. There's that option, and it's, I don't know. I honestly enjoy the gameplay of Dragon Quest V more, and I enjoy the story more.
It comes down to preference. That's fair.
It does.
My vote is 6 over 5.
No,
My
it's
vote is
wrong.
6 over 5.
It's wrong.
It's not wrong.
It is.
I think your opinion is unpopular, but we'll see. Hopefully people will respond to this if they do watch this whole episode, because it's pretty long.
It is long.
And we have the stream up too. So
On Facebook, we asked the same thing, and Disa Oakland says, I do. I find that I personally like better when I get my full party at the beginning of the game to see what progress and don't put much time into the characters I won't get to keep. Do you guys feel the same? and that it takes away from games like Dragon Quest V a bit, or are you fine with it?
It depends on how the character is used.
Dragon
Utilized.
Quest V is probably the perfect balance for that because of how it's balanced with characters and monsters. You use them as you want to, and they all level up at the same time without them having to be in battle, like it would be with like Pokemon, or even Final Fantasy X does that, where like only the dudes in battle that have actually made a hit or something get the XP. So everybody is like evenly balanced in a way, and when they're lower level, they get more levels because when you're higher tier, then it's slower, so they can catch up easier.
And you can basically use any monster all the way through.
Yeah.
Although there are some level caps.
There are some level caps for some creatures, but it's usually around like level 20, 25 that you can literally get everything. So
yeah, I'm okay with a character disappearing from the party if they've fulfilled their purpose in the story. Like Pancraz. You don't really get to control him, but I feel like he does fulfill his role really well.
yeah, his story comes to an end pretty well, and then you get like the Star Wars moment at the end, which kind of feels a little rewarding.
Yeah, and there's the emotional aspect of his death, which is shocking and honestly kind of sad.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I don't have any problems.
It's sad too because of a loss of potential. Because you
Yeah.
could have him and then
And then when you don't get him back,
and
it's
then you don't get him back. Yeah, like there's that like ooh, it hurts in multiple ways.
it does.
All right. Well,
Was that the last question?
I believe that was. We have the thing on Facebook for what was everybody's monster party.
Okay. I think we answered that one already.
Yeah.
So let's see what other people say. All right, so we got the Facebook comments about the monsters and who our listeners liked as far as their cast goes on the monsters. One of them is the Big Apple. That seemed to be a favorite. But there's like
What
different
do you mean,
apples.
the Big Apple?
Yeah.
Maybe Rotten Apple has like a different name in the
It could,
versions.
yeah. People like the Golem,
Yeah, everybody loves the Golem.
but they said that the King Slime has a cure.
Oh yeah, King Slime is like a beast.
Yeah, the heal all.
He's like almost
heal us
impossible
all.
to get for some reason.
And then we have another Adam's apple and a saber-like from Abrac. And then Disa said anything with multi-heal. She doesn't remember the exact monsters that she used in her party. And it might have actually been the Slime Knight. Or the
I believed it was.
Chimera.
But you
She
never
says
know.
it might have been the Chimera.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were all the comments we got on the listeners who have played 5 and the monsters that they use.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what do
yeah.
we think about the legacy of this? Of it being better than Final Fantasy VI, apparently.
I do think that. I think that it's a really unique game, and that's something that I really love about in games is when there's something that like feels unique to me. I immediately take a shine to it.
Yeah.
So Dragon Quest V is like the way that it's told over the years of someone's life is a really big thing.
Yeah.
So that's a really big factor for me is just how unique the game is.
Yeah, I feel like it was revolutionary in a lot of ways. Like I can see its influences in other games that use monster capture kind of systems.
Yeah, and then apparently getting in-game trophies for just collecting purposes.
Yep. One of the
Thing-
earliest
thing-
implementations of it.
Things that have adapted to being like in Far Cry stuff, like gathering masks and whatnot to get trophies.
Relics in 3.
Yeah.
Anything Ubisoft.
Yeah, anything Ubisoft, the feathers and Assassin's Creed 2.
It's a pain.
All of the treasures and Naughty Dog's Uncharted.
I find those to be more fun because like some of the hiding spots are pretty clever.
Yeah,
And there's always like an extra treasure hidden somewhere
there's
in one of the
the-
those
levels.
could also
Big
be
hidden
those
relics.
could also be compared to like mini medals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. I feel like the Uncharted
get,
ones are more rewarding.
You get stuff for the getting the treasures, yeah. So probably
Yeah.
closer to mini medals.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I believe that this thing is very, very influential. Not on other games tiers, but it is by far a phenomenal RPG that I will not deny that is great.
Yep, and I don't feel like it gets the recognition that it deserves.
Right. Well,
I don't think any of the Dragon Quests have.
8 might have.
8, 8 I
still
imagine would
talking-
have the biggest following because as far as I can tell, 8 is probably the easiest jumping on point for
Yeah.
Dragon Quest because it's pretty similar to a bunch of other RPGs and like Final Fantasy and stuff, like the way that because like you can actually see your character
Yeah.
in the fights, which doesn't really happen until then for Dragon Quest.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's probably one of the, at least visually, like I think it's one of the best ones to have new players jump onto.
But maybe still a little underrated. And
Yeah,
I don't know about
outside-
underappreciated.
I mean, it came with a demo disc for Final Fantasy 12, so I feel like that's a pretty big
Yeah.
reason people bought it.
yeah,
There's that.
that's sad.
Outside of the community, yes, a lot of the Dragon Quest games don't get any love. But inside of the community, this thing gets
they're-
mad love.
Yeah,
As
they're
being the best.
and
So
and there's a reason for it. So
And we can see why now.
we can.
yeah,
Yep.
So that is
I think we're good.
So the games have been progressively good,
Yep.
better and better each time, except
Yep.
with maybe builders. But that's
Different
like
type of
a,
game.
Yeah, it's a different type of game. I mean, it was fun, but it was also really
Yeah.
tedious.
it's a spin-off too, so
Yeah.
we
We'll
can't
see
really.
when we get to those other
Hopefully Dragon Quest Builders 2 will be better than Builders.
Yep. And we did our thoughts on that, so hopefully.
So, gentlemen, what is our next game?
Obviously, Dragon Quest 6.
Yep. Still not going through spin-offs. We are going full hog through
Have
6,
either of you guys
7.
started that?
Nope.
I have started 1 hour into 6. and
Yeah.
I need to buy it.
The reason why is because I didn't want to mix up the stories and the characters. It's like they're pretty similar.
That's why I kept it to the first hour so I can just start
Yeah.
grinding out some levels. And I mentioned the thing with the music earlier. I may have found a theme that's going to make me blow my fucking brains out because
6.
I heard it. I heard it
Oh,
near the
man.
beginning, and it is God. It just got on my nerves.
So what's our plan going
that's fun.
forward? Since
We
we
are-
know the release date of 11.
Well,
All
you
right.
guys.
It was a plan that we kind of talked about before, where we are now trying to beat the game every month. So we have a month to beat every game essentially, and we have like one extra month in August to have a little leeway for some of them.
We do have some padding.
which we will probably need for 7 and 8.
Yeah.
I don't know how long 9 is, but apparently it's as long as those two.
Yep.
So yeah, we should be done with the main series by the time 11 comes out.
That's our goal.
Going full hog.
And like when it comes out, we're hoping to maybe stream it.
I definitely will be, if not on the Puff Puff thing, then on Nude Clan's streaming.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have
channel.
something set up that we can do that.
Yeah.
That's the goal anyway.
And then we'll just go straight into the other spin-offs, kind of like post 11, however we see fit for now.
We're making good progress, I think.
Sweet.
All right.
All
Well,
right. Well, until next time, there may be a filler episode in between this and the next review.
I
Probably.
would say it's a 90% chance.
Yeah.
All right. Well, until next time,
Quest on.
keep it super, keep it questy.
All right.
Uh,